Okay. Maybe finishing Exocolonist tonight. Boom boom. Do 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 do. I think I could finish this tonight. I definitely think if we get to 19 years old by the time it's 9 o'clock, I think I'll just go through and finish off this game. Because then if I just do another stream, and we're starting the stream off at 19, then it'll just be old. Alright, so I really need that organizing perk because I want the... Oh shit. Then what is it? Ah. Ah. So that's how we get our persuasion up. Damn, okay. You needed to just get your friendship higher. Oh my god, he looks different. He's hot! Oh no! He's hot. Let's see. Early quiet? Oh shit, I gotta look up people's birthdays again. Okay. Let's see. I have just a cluster and mushroom log. Mars likes him, and so does Nomi. When's Nomi's birthday? Mid-dust. Mars is... We know Mars is. Mars is early wet. Mid-dust and early wet. Okay, so keep the crystal cluster. These looks different. Alright, so we get... Oh my god. Anemone, are you hot? Well, she's kind of hot. Not as hot as Tangent, though. My bae. You spot Tang heading behind the engineering wing and follow, only to find she's disappeared. Then you look up and see an access ladder leading to a maintenance platform by the engine turbines. Long, silent, and starting to rust. Now that hairstyle is perfect for Tang. Holy shit. You climb up to the platform. Tang's there, lying on her back and staring at the sky. A hatch beside her leads back into engineering. That must be how she knows about this place. She doesn't acknowledge you until you're almost standing over her, your shadow fighting the overcast light. She blinks with a sluggishness as someone who's only just remembered it's a necessity and licks her lip before she speaks. They need me in there? You shake your head and Tang doesn't sigh in relief. Exactly. Though her eyes slip closed again. Good. It's all too much right now. I don't know what I thought. I don't know what I'm doing up here. What's going on? Tang huffs a small laugh and folds her hands over her stomach. You know, I think I may be burned out. Or depressed. In Earth movies, depressed teenagers would sneak out onto the rooftops. I confess, I don't think I see the appeal. Maybe it would be better if I had alcohol or cigarettes. Ah! Yeah, the alcohol, maybe. Oh. She shakes her head. Blanking out your mind with substances isn't what my mom used to do. Not me. Sha. Oh no. 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 What do I say here? What do I say here? Tang's nose crinkles. Wait, you can't seriously mean she doesn't last. Maybe another time. I appreciate the thought, but I can't imagine romantic entanglements right now. Not with everything going on. Fuck, I gotta look this up. Exocolonist. And I need a romance guide. I need a romance guide. How do I get Tangent to fall in love with me? Oh no, it's not gonna explain. No. No. Oh no. Fuck off these. Okay, maybe it doesn't matter. Well, I mean, hold on. My dogs are fucking barking weirdly. All's good. Okay. Romance. Well, I mean, this is one of the things I hate always with choices in games is a lot of the time what ends up happening is you can't tell where your decision's going to take you. And what about, never mind, it was a bad idea. Okay. It's all good. We're all good here. Most are. That doesn't mean you're not sometimes on the right track. Sit down with me for a bit. You lie down beside Tang and watch the gentle revolution of the sky for a few minutes. You can feel the caginess seep out of Tang as you lie there in silence until she finally speaks. Do you ever think about humanity? Humans are such a glorious, beautiful, utterly self-destructive thing. They only ever create by destroying, and in turn they hasten their own demise. Tang finally looks at you, her hollow eye lighting up her cheekbones. She looks gaunt. It was the belief in human supremacy and unchecked innovation that doomed humankind on Earth. Does it seem we're going down the same path here on Vertumna? I believe we can do better here. Tang takes a deep breath and lets it all out. I think so too. I just don't know how. I don't know if any of us do. We're only human. -1 help tangent? What? What? Sometimes I wonder why we even sent humans to explore space. Given our track record, you would think perhaps an AI would have been wiser. No ego to get in the way, no questions about ethics, morality. After all, we learned in Earth history that when human colonists traveled from Europe to the Americas, they nearly killed everyone who lived there because they spread disease. I just can't help but wonder if we're doing the right thing. The hatch to the laboratory clangs open and Tang jumps. There you are, Instant says, just her head and shoulders visible through the hatch. Have you finished recalibrating that strand sequencer yet? Tang scrambles to her feet and brushes off the seat of her pants. No, not yet. I was waiting on the results from BH4316 and Instance clicks her tongue against her teeth and raises a hand to interrupt Tang. They're ready. I need that sequencer ready for the G4100 samples. Her eyes flick to, if you're done, she adds icily. Yes, ma'am, Tang says, cowed, and slides into the hatch after Instance. As her head disappears past the roofline, you catch a fleeting hint of an expression on her face you can't name. She's so... It's the love of my life right there. Crystal cluster, medicinal roots. Yeah. Why do they have... They have me talking to this guy a lot. Over the years, a lot of people have started wearing a lot less clothing than you remember from when you were growing up on the climate-controlled stratosphere. Definitely a lot less than in the holovids you brought from Earth. Rex, though. Rex is really acclimated to Vertumna's hot, sultry weather. Take your own shroud off in solidarity. Bros will be bros. Ah, heck yeah, Rex says, flashing you a double thumbs up as you free yourself from your shirt. Good to know I'm not the only one suffering out here. We're not all like superhuman never sweats Cal. He laughs and runs his hands over his bare stomach. Sometimes you gotta relax and let it all hang out. You let it all hang out with Rex for a while, letting him chatter about life on the Helio and how different it is here in the colony. I really appreciate that people here don't just expect me to be a soldier. He had civilians on the Helio, but it was kind of like they were just cooks and janitors and stuff. After graduating school, which was like basic military training, if you wanted to have fun, there were only a few choices. Well, you must have found a few ways. Yeah, I had Nomi. We were the misfits together. No matter what, we'll always have each other. Okay. So let's go to... Oh, am I wearing my cape? I am. I wonder if that means if I put on my drone rifle, will I have a gun on me? Lookout duty. So give us 10 stress. Lookout duty. You would think that people technologically advanced enough to travel through a wormhole and survive on another planet would have come up with a defense strategy more complicated than get a teenager to stare into the wilderness for hours. You do think that a lot with the many hours you have to yourself when you're on lookout duty. The thing is, you do have security bots for this job, but Security Chief Rhett just doesn't trust them. They're nothing like the warrior robots from the holovids. They're really just glorified motion sensors with smart monitors that can identify and report on hostiles. They're armed, but someone has to fire them remotely. And of course, nothing works quite right on Vertumna. During glow, some kind of electromagnetic interference can turn them off or make them fire at nothing. They're getting more eccentric every year, which is one way to describe armed and possibly murderous robots. I wish someone would fix them. You're idly kicking a sports ball someone left up here when, oops, you punt it weird and it smacks one of the defense bots right in the center. Uh-oh, oh no. The little camera part whirs and all of its turrets turn to aim at you. You feel a cold sweat prickle up the back of your neck. You remember what Rhett said, they won't fire unless a human tells them to. But if even Rhett doesn't trust them, I'ma fix it. It's no trouble to reboot the thing and clean off its dirty camera. You feel bad for the little fellow up here, just like you on lookout duty, but all day, every day, no breaks at all. While you were fixing it, some huge flying Xeno went right over your head and, well, pooped giant poops all over the colony square. It's not pretty. You should have seen that coming from clicks away, but neither you or the rebooting camera bot warned anyone. Demerits. Well, darn. Huh. We'll do 4, 5, 3. Or what about 4, 3, 5? Shit. Okay. Yeah, 24. Three. I don't know how. This card is fucking me up. Hard to do. That. really like having to use my stuff, though. It's your 17th birthday, but it's not just your birthday. Quiet is a time of new growth, a celebration of life and hope. Not for just this year, but for humanity's presence on Vertumna for years to come. You and your friends are the symbol of that hope. Quite literally, you are the future of humanity. As you're all beginning to take your places as adults in the colony, the council has decided to throw a party in your honor, the Vertumnan Youth Ball. Mars is organizing it, of course. You get an embossed invitation on real paper, slipped under your door. I guess I could go. I'm not going to be excited about it. You slip into some party clothes and head over to the lounge to celebrate. Well, yourselves, and yourself specifically. It is your birthday, after all. The lounge is all decked out, the decorations look expensive, must have taken a lot of nanoprinter creds. Your friends are transformed, too. Everyone is dressed up and looking like the young adults you're becoming. You can hardly recognize some of them. Mars catches your eye and waves, her bangles jingling joyfully. She looks like a model from her holomags, every inch of her print painted and perfumed. Selene, happy birthday! Glad you could make it, she says over the steady thrum of the music. Drinks are over there, and make your song request for the congruence, and take off your shoes. You look down at your boots, then back up at Mars skeptically. She rolls her eyes and does a little bounce. Sock hop, just like Earth, duh. Put a fucking shirt on, dog boy. And what are these things growing out of your fucking triceps? At the refreshment table, Cal is stuffing his face with party food, and Rex shoves his 2 glasses of punch in your hands. Gotta stay hydrated, he says, pouring himself another glass. We'll be sweating it out one way or another. Stop fucking winking at me. It's weird. Don't let them fool you, Tangent mutters, joining you. She smears a glob of something pink and meaty looking on a cracker. It's a well-documented phenomenon that people inexperienced with imbibing alcohol will begin to act as if they're drunk, even if they're completely sober. Correct, she adds. I mean, of course, that I'm not going to suffer any bad behavior. Rex grins as he pulls a flask out of his vest and pours a healthy addition into his glass. Who says it's going to be an act? Let's get a little loose. Come on, it's a party. The music changes to something with a fast pounding beat. Rex throws his head back and howls. It's time to dance. No, just hang out with my friends. Rex and Mars take to the dance floor, joined by Anemone and a reluctant-looking bass. You stay behind with the others to watch, still marveling at how mature your friends seem tonight. They've transformed like grotty little grubs into beautiful dwarfsmiths. Dee shows up late and skulks around the outside of the lounge, eventually coming to pick at the food on the table. He keeps his distance from Tang. Cal eventually heeds the siren's call of the dance floor and saunters over to join the others. You're left making somewhat awkward small talk about the food with the 2 siblings. Nomi, who's playing DJ with Congruence, spins up something a lot slower, more erratic. Grab a partner and pull them in close. Whatever distance you both feel comfortable with. Everyone giggles awkwardly and shuffles around, feeling the intangible friction of teenage politics. Who dances with whom? Who makes the first move? Tangent! Tangent already shaking her head as you approach her for a dance. Absolutely not. I'm not going anywhere near that sweaty mess. Well, she didn't say she wouldn't dance. She resists you, tugging her into a slow dancing position, but relaxes when she realizes you don't intend to take her away from the safety of the refreshment table. She dances with you a little mechanically, her nose turning more pink as the song goes on, and drops her arms immediately when it's done. You follow her gaze to the dance floor, where Anemone and Vase seem to have skipped dancing and gone straight to sucking face. Thank you for not expecting me to do that. I mean, we did do 7 minutes in heaven back when we were 13. Come on, Tang. God, that feels like so long ago. God, we're old. We're 17. After the slow songs, Nobi spins Congruence's music library to something with a little more bounce to it. The dance floor once more floods with bodies ready to gyrate the night away. But the tunes are abruptly interrupted by Governor Loam's here speak hijacking the feed. He strides to the stage, flanked by Security Chief Fret. Everyone on the dance floor whines in unison at having some buzzkill adult stop the music, but Loam just raises his hands and smiles indulgently. Look at all of you, young pioneers. I look at you and I see the future. Not just of this colony, but of all humanity. You catch a few people rolling their eyes. You've heard this before. Rhett here, a good man, a real good man, really the best of the colony, shared this poem from a great Earth poet. Now, I'm not one for poetry myself, but damn if it's not something I want to share with you kids tonight on the eve of something really big. He clears his throat and reads from his hollow palm. We cannot tarry here, we must bear the brunt of danger. We, the youthful, sinewy races, all the rest on us depend. Down the edges, through the passes, up the mountains steep, conquering, holding, daring, venturing as we go the unknown ways. Pioneers, oh pioneers. We primeval forests felling, we the rivers stemming, vexing we and piercing deep the mines within. We the surface broad surveying, we the virgin soil upheaving. Pioneers, oh pioneers. This is bullshit. Rhett looks a little pained, but Lum continues. What do you think that poem means, kids? Does it mean we should sit here in our colony, politely waiting for this planet to make a space for us? He clenches his fist evocatively in the air. No! He exclaims. It means we need to get out there. We need to grab for Tumna by the balls and make it respect us. He points to you specifically. I need you, the next generation, to lead the charge. This is your planet, and you are old enough now to defend it. I am asking all eligible fighters to join squads massing at expeditions, to get out there and attack those monsters where they live. We are taking the fight to them, no more hiding behind our walls. To your left, Base and Anemone lead the cheering that erupts. Lum and Rhett leave and the music spins back up again, but only a few die-hard partygoers still want to dance. Everyone has broken into small groups to discuss the announcement. You are angry. This is bullshit, Cal exclaims, causing a few heads to turn. They're not even going to try to figure out why the animals are attacking us. They're just going to kill, kill, kill. Aren't we supposed to be better than that? Deez clearly agrees, though, much more calmly. They don't even know what's out there. They have no idea what they're up against. When did Deez get a fucking tat? He's got a sleeve. The party fizzles out as everyone drifts away from the lounge. You return to your empty quarters, your birthday forgotten. You've always been told the colony was safe. Now, you know that time is over. Didn't someone have a mid-quiet birthday? Was it someone that likes the mushwood? It's not Rex. Rex is early pollen. No, Nomi is mid-dust. I don't think anyone has it. Yeah. Okay, so we can do one more thing before we're gonna have to take a month off to relax. Nothing going on there. Yeah, I can't really go on expeditions because I do not have the stress to handle it. Let's do another lookout duty for the perception. Security Chief Rhett interrupts your afternoon training to address the group. Anemone perks up. This seems important. Since the original colony was destroyed, we have needed every skilled security officer we can find to defend our home. And now with Governor Lum's blessing, age is no longer a requirement. We are looking for young recruits to join the ranks of the defense squads. This is a serious job. You'll be soldiers, not little kids learning self-defense or peering down from the safety of the walls. You will be in danger. You need to be brave and know your way around a weapon. Step forward if you think you have what it takes to defend our colony. Go pound sand, warmonger! I gotta say that. You tell Rhett you'll never, ever be a soldier, and his eyebrows shoot up to his hairline. He goes a shade of red commonly seen in Watato pods. Get out of my face, pacifist. I don't have time for your bullshit. I'm not a pacifist, though. Fuck, wad. Oh no, but it's locked on the wrong side. Oh, that's fucking balls, dude. Damn, our perception's getting up there, though. And we're gonna have to take a month off to relax. Kind of sucks that I ended up getting a bunch of stress. But I was unable to time this properly to maximize efficiency. I don't. Alright, let's go take the month off. Relax kitchens. Nomi and Rex are playing an improvisational storytelling game, taking turns adding words one at a time. You find it hard not to listen. We are swimming through a purple treacle river. A tentacle emerges to wave hello. Ooh, +1. Get that. So, plus 10% chance, which means we're going to want to go exploring. Oh, Tang, my love. It's early pollen. Oh, fuck. Who had the early pollen? Was it Mars? No, early wet. It does. Rex has the early pollen. Hold on, Tang. I'll be right back. I just gotta give a gift to the dog boy. You follow the sounds of laughter and find Nomi and Rex playing catch. Or maybe the word for the game they're playing is more like fetch. Nomi throws the ball as far as they can and Rex tears after it, climbing and leaping over anything in his way like it's not even there. Rex hands the ball back to Nomi and Nomi winds up to throw it again, but at the last second they palm the ball and hide it under their arm. Rex barrels off away from Nomi with his ground-eating stride and gets pretty far away before he stops and looks around confused. He looks back at Nomi, who waggles the ball at him and bursts out laughing. Nomi! He shouts, running back to them. He picks them up and hauls them over his shoulder, and Nomi shrieks with delight as Rex spins them around. Two Helio kids in their crisp uniforms pass by, glaring arcly at Nomi and Rex. Rex sets Nomi down and then spots you over Nomi's shoulder. Well, hey, it's Solane, he says, and Nomi turns around and gives you a stunningly bright smile. Rex slings his arm over Nomi, and Nomi lays their head on his shoulder. They're both breathless and beaming with happiness. Did I miss something? You two dating? Rex and Nomi look at each other and make twin sounds of disgust. No! I mean, I love them, I really do, but not like that. Okay. Okay. We are always the odd ones out on the heliopause. People thought we were weird, you know? You probably don't see it because everyone is so awesome here, but compared to the rest of those smug, boring jerks, we really stuck out. But I'd rather be different than be like them. And I got to be different with my best friend, which was awesome. We just hung out together and had our own fun while everyone else trained to be proper little soldiers. Right, Nomi? Nomi friends. Like Vase and all of his cronies. It wasn't all fun and games. Rex shushes Nomi and strokes his hand through their hair. I know, but that's in the past. We don't have to grow up to be soldiers. We're here now, and there's so many more people to be friends with. Yeah, I'm your friend. Group hug. Rex, happy birthday, boy. Here's a present. A mushwood log. Nomi? Nomi is camped out in the lounge, their holopad screen spread out before them like a drawing table. In another screen, there's a collection of photos of a manticore. Nomi looks between the two screens, their brow furrowed in concentration as they scribble directly onto the screen with a stylus. What you doing? Well, I wanted to write and illustrate a story about aliens like in Turbo Girl Hyperjet Transform, except using the Xenos here on Vertumna, like manicores and faceless and stuff, but they can talk, and instead of attacking the colony, they help people instead. This sounds cool. Thanks! Nomi chirps, scribbling happily at the drawing. I got the idea from the second Turbo Go Hyperjet OVA, you know? The one where the Medusa demons show up and the aliens and the Turbos have to band together to defeat their common enemy. Yeah, I remember that. For sure. Totally. Nomi looks up at you with a start. Oh, that reminds me. So I'm trying to brush up on my Xeno anatomy, and I'm totally fine with riding, but they blow out a big breath, ruffling their bangs. I kind of haven't been here long enough to make sure it feels right, you know, to make it go pop. And I want to make sure I'm being, you know, sensitive about stuff I don't know a lot about. So I was wondering, could you help me with some of the world building? Darn tootin'. You spend an enjoyable afternoon helping Nomi with their story. When you're done, they give you a big hug and thank you profusely for your help. You feel really proud of what you've accomplished. Fuck yeah, I do. Tang? You bump into Tangent after a routine checkup in medbay. Slane, could you wait a minute? I'm almost done. Let's walk out together. Dr. Instance gives you a curious look as Tang hurries to catch up to you, but goes back to her work. You wonder if Tang needs something from you or just wants to hang out. Lately, it seems like she has less time for her friends, preferring to work late at the lab. Maybe she's lonely. Nice weather we're having, Tang says as you walk outside. You look around. It seems pretty normal. For the season. She clears her throat. It's so different here than I was in space. Growing up in a spaceship was so clean and tidy. Here I'm constantly sweeping pollen or dust or spores or what have you off of everything. There was a mushroom growing in the corner of the bathroom the other day. Kinda like it, honestly. Yuck, you can have it. You walk for a few more minutes. Tang clearly has something on her mind. So you let her sit with it until she finally steals herself. I'm not very good at this sort of thing. You know I've been working on a big project with Chief Engineer. Yeah. You nod and she continues. Well, it's been going really well. I think we're finally over the last hurdle now. Governor Lum says it's going to change everything here in the colony for the better. Tang seems more at ease than you've seen her in years. Really, I couldn't have done it without you, Tang says, a slight smile warming her usually expressionless face. I know I can be a hard person to be around, but I appreciate everything you've done for me, and ultimately for the colony and all of humanity. Make a move, baby. You and Tangent find yourselves alone on the path. From engineering to the quarters wing, you edge closer to Tangent as you walk. She doesn't seem to notice and moves away, maintaining the distance between you. Let's make it official, baby. You propose a formal, amorous partnership between you, the way one might propose a scientific thesis. It would have mutually beneficial advantages, you tell her, and I don't know what to say, she says slowly. You wanna... Oh, this game's, like, I don't know, it gets that awkward teenage shit so well. She gives you a considering look. You're not the first person to suggest a partnership, but I must admit, you're the first who piques my interest in return. You know what? Yes, you're entirely right. I like you, you like me. There's nothing stopping us from pursuing a relationship. What do we do? A real one, trying to... Oh, Slane, if you like me, surely you expect nothing less than a completely rational response that takes into account both our feelings and our situation. Expect nothing less. You lean in and... Oh. 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 Almost acceptable. Oh. 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 Tang's a better kisser than you expect. Well, I mean, here's the thing, though. She's the only person we've kissed. So, like, do we really know what a good kisser is like that isn't her? Like, let's be real here. I have a virtual girlfriend. What is my life? But this game is really well written. The relationships feel very natural, like with how the characters all feel super realized. It's really cool to see over the years as they've all developed these like relationships. The cliques that all these characters have formed feel realistic. I really have nothing but praise for this game, man. Tang is working late in the lab this evening, as usual. What's unusual, though, is the smile that brightens her face when she looks up from her microscope and sees you. Slane! Oh, I'm glad you're here. I was just... No, actually, why don't you come over and see for yourself? You take a look through her microscope. Look at the shape of the spores. I've only seen this once before, when we were studying the shimmer fungus, but this fungus isn't any of the ones we'd identified as capable of spreading the shimmer. She pushes you aside and looks through the microscope again, then makes more notes on her HoloLens. When I think we've gotten an understanding of something, I mean, this could change everything. If more species are capable of spreading the spores, then the shimmer response is more widespread than we previously thought, possibly even a planet-wide phenomenon. Hang looks positively energized. Because it's a new species, I get to submit a suggestion for its name. What do you think? Should I name it after you? Name it after yourself, girl. Don't be ridiculous. Tang laughs as she inputs your name into her hollow eye. I've already named 6 things after myself. That's what scientists do when they discover things. With a slight gesture of her hand, Tang's hollow eye turns off. She sighs, then rubs her thumb and index finger over her eyes. It's even later than usual for me, isn't it? Time to pack up and get going before the sanitation team arrives in the morning. Seems that even I'm tired. You help her pack up her workstation. She turns off the lights with one last fond look at her laboratory. This is what I think. You and Tang take the long way through the colony, walking in companionable silence towards the general direction of the living quarters. You've come to enjoy these walks with Tang, moving like twin spirits through the sleeping world. Tang stops you before you head into the living quarters. Actually, let's not go straight back. I want to stay out a little longer. You and Tang climb up onto the walls, where the wind coming from the forest is stronger, and keep walking. The wilderness is dark and impenetrable past the defensive perimeter. Tang keeps you on the outside edge subconsciously, or possibly consciously putting you between her and it. I hate thinking about what's out there. Predators, dangers, diseases, all the monsters that have terrified humanity since the dawn of time, and they're right outside these walls. For as long as we can keep them out. She wraps her arms around herself as she walks, looking down at the ground. And inside as well. Monstrosity is the human condition, too. Every horrible thing endemic to humanity, jealousy, aggression, fear, pride, it's still here in us. We brought it, just like we brought potatoes and corn. It's terrifying to think of what horrors we're capable of inflicting here as we did on Earth. You walk a little farther before Tang, seemingly in the middle of some deep thought, stops and turns to you. Celine, are you happy here? She winces, then bites her lip. No, I don't happy. Happiness is irrelevant to a survival situation. What I mean is, do you imagine a future here? One that you would have chosen for yourself? Should you have been given the option? Are you fulfilled? I am. I have you. Riz. Oh, Tang replies gloomily. I envy your clarity of vision. Honestly, I despise the physical realities of living here. The smell, the cramped quarters, the constant threat of attack, of disease, everyone's meaningless interpersonal squabbles amplified by proximity and stress. I can feel them weighing me down. But we don't have a choice, do we? Therefore, the only rational decision is to make the best of what we have. To accept otherwise to accept misery and death. That's a tangent you know so well. You can trust her to stay logical and focused no matter what chaos tomorrow may bring. You walk until the chill of the night settles into your skin, then descend from the walls and walk back to the living quarters. Tang hesitates at the threshold. Anyone else might not have noticed, but you know Tang. Probably better than anyone in the colony does, even her own brother. What's wrong? Well, it's nothing. I'm just tired, I suppose. I'm working on something with the chief engineer that's bigger than anything I've ever worked on before. It could change the fate of the colony, of humanity. It's a lot to think about, and when I'm all alone, all I do is think about it. Want a hug? Tang's awkward silence conveys that she has to consider this deeply. Yes, she says, finally. I do, actually. You unfold Tang in a gentle hug. After a few seconds of stunned inaction, Tang wraps her arms limply around you as well. You spread your hands wide and hold her more tightly, trying to manifest the right kind of comforting energy to resonate through Tang's shields. Either you manage or she simply relents, but Tang rests her head on top of yours and sighs. This is where I talk about how physical touch encourages the production of oxytocin, which is a bonding hormone that imparts feelings of calm and security. Feel her smile against your hair. I know you know that, though. I'll simply say this is nice. Thank you. Tang straightens her coat. I'm aware that I'm not the easiest person to befriend. Among my many admirable qualities, I am also often cold, brusque, and tactless. I owe you my thanks for taking the time to see through that. I don't know why you would have bothered, but I'm grateful. She looks towards the living quarters as if steeling herself. You don't have to be alone tonight. Oh. An interesting proposition. What precisely do you mean? Keep each other company. Tang scrutinizes your face for any hint of an ulterior motive. Convinced you have none, her shoulders drop. I'd like that. Thank you, she says, defeated. You retire back to Tang's quarters, a largely sterile sleeping room with few human touches, save for a few neglected plants and a ratty blanket that you recognize as the kind Chief Steward Anne used to knit by hand for every kid. There is a physical photo of Tang and Instance posed awkwardly together as if they'd been working on something and told to take a break to smile for the camera. You keep Tang quiet company for a few hours, trading bits of conversation until the first sun starts to rise. You look over and see that Tang's eyes have closed and her face has finally gone slack in much-needed sleep. You pull the blanket over her and close your eyes as well, to catch a few hours before you're both expected back at work. That was sweet. I like that. I like that. I'm a sucker for that. Oh. I want to fight. Have any time to spare? Tang hums and checks the time on her holopalm. I suppose. You provide me with sufficient motivation. Tang cleans her workstation to prepare to leave with you, but just as you take her arm, an alarm goes off. Tang curses and scrambles over to an experiment and turns off the alarm. I seem to have forgotten that this experiment requires a great deal of babysitting. My apologies, but might we stay in the lab? Oh, fuck! -20 stress? There's nothing to be done about it when you're dating a brainiac like Tang, so you pull up a chair and settle in to keep her company. It's still nice to spend time with her. Fuck yeah, it is. Okay. Tang. Finally. After 7 years, Tang and I are dating. This is wonderful. Ooh. Red Xeno egg. Who likes these? Anemone and Cal. Anemone's birthday is early dust. It is not that. It is early pollen. And Cal... late dust. Okay. So we'll wait a bit to give that away. And I think we're gonna go on a bit of an exploration. Oh, shit. These? Hey. Hey, D's. Alright, alright. You want to be left alone. I get it. Let's see. If we explore nearby, we get bravery and perception. Let's see. I've already fully surveyed the plains, though. We could do some foraging in the valley. Get our biology up. Yeah, let's do it. Let's forage in the valley. Ooh. Your report to the expeditions tend to find not just Utopia, but Security Chief Rettenvase as well. I just can't spare any more of my people. We've already pulled almost all of the foragers, and we're already running skint crews in the ridges as it is. There's one person you can spare. Hello, Slane. How'd you like to transfer one to one of my hunting parties? Utopia tells me you're one of her best explorers. We could use someone like you. I need someone to keep up with this one. I'd never kill a living creature. Even if it was trying to kill you, I knew you Strato kids were soft. I didn't know you were suicidal, too. Not everyone's cut out for life or death situations. You know, Selene, it's not all killing. Sometimes it's about tracking and identifying dangerous creatures before they reach our walls. You wouldn't necessarily have to kill them. But you don't have to decide just yet. Talk to Utopia later if you change your mind. Fuck you! Stand... Oh, fuck. What was the insult we gave him earlier? I forget. Riki are carnivores, you think, but the Junivals are too small to take out anything more. Alright, we'll fight it. We've already... Becomes wild. Ooh, so this means... This is 16... 20. Do that. Or, wait. 21. Plus 2 bonus to pairs. Okay. 5, 4, 4, 25. 6, 4, 3. Bada bing, bada boom. You chase the Vriki off and claim ownership of the dead animal. It's no prize, it's completely rotten. It's not even worth calling in a retrieval team. What a waste. Your path is blocked by a massive 8-legged xenofauna. I think we've already read this one. Yeah, we'll sing to it. Let's see, 5, boom. That's a 13. 20. Ooh, 6, 7, boom. Holy shit! Let's see. Alright. Plus 5 to flush it. Oh, I could've gone a 46? Darn. This is a strange approach, but you've seen it work in vids. We'll leave it. I'm not gonna kill it. Ooh, new perk. Pay to remove cards in the quarter spa. I'm not gonna pay to remove cards. What the fuck? Feast of berry bushes. Research them. 6, 5, 5. Alright, 5, 4, wait, 6, it's a 29, 31, 32. Damn, it could have gone to 35. Fuck. Your research confirms that these blueberries are edible. Harvest them. You harvest the blueberries by the handful, filling your basket. When you bring them back to Utopia, she cheers. These are her favorite. Here, sweets! Have one. They're delicious. Ooh, a new perk. Native botany. Unlocks xenobotany research. What the fuck? God, there's so much in this game, man, that you stumble upon another Squeezer Hive Queen and her multitude. Let's see. Oh! Fuck. Damn it. Was this before the... It is. Let's see if we can wade in and harvest some sap. +3 bonus to straights. Okay, okay. How do we want to do it, though? 17, 18. We'll do that. Let's see. 4, 4, 4, 4. 27. Holy shit, I gotta get a 75? We have 48 points here. Okay. I mean, let's see. If I were to change to a red. Yeah, I don't think there's any way we get... get a 38, but... Yeah. I don't think there's any way to beat that one. Not at my skill level, so we're just gonna go around it. Find a healthy blood bush and harvest some. Ooh, that'll perk you up, but good. Hunt and brews a heck of a cup with the stuff, but me, I prefer raw. Don't you go getting any funny ideas. This will turn you green and give you spots. Cross my heart, stay away until you're older. Alright, don't chew them. Good boy. Utopia's probably exaggerating about the cosmetic effects, but she must have a good reason. Yeah. Yoink. A bristle slug is rooting around in the underbrush. It's like a little porcupine with no legs. Oh, little is relative. It comes up to your waist and it must be at least 100 kilos. You've seen a few of these up at Geoponics. They're easy to catch. Try to kill it. Observe it. Miraculously, it doesn't even notice you're here. You watch it bumble around. It's so cute. It has no legs, just a scaled belly that it kind of flexes and undulates to get around. And unlike a slug, it isn't slimy at all. It's actually pretty darn adorable. Fuck yeah. I'm gonna save. You come across another Squeezer Hive. Sneak up and harvest honey. Two. That's 24. $25. Mm. Sweet! Palm hiving has only a rudimentary danger sense. Squeeger hives can be very defensive when they sense danger to their young, but so long as you don't set off the workers or the larvae, you're free to walk right up to her. You gently avoid hurting any of the babies as you scrape her copious honey into a collector. Oh yeah, give me that honey, baby. Yoink! Alright, we'll do this. A herd of float cow are grazing nearby, huge, cumbersome animals whose shaggy blue fur hides multiple helium sacs. The helium gives them an agility belied by their awkward, rotund shapes, and during migration season, they swell up like hot air balloons and are able to travel great distances. During pollen, pregnant and nursing float cows partially fill their sacs with a salty, high-protein milk, which sustains their young and keeps them tethered more closely to the ground. That's when they're dangerous, though. Beware their kick and their splash attack. You watch them peacefully splash attack. Are they a fucking Pokemon? Occasionally releasing steams of urine or clouds of helium to maintain a steady height. Try to capture one. A normal difficulty. Fuck yeah. Okay. That's a 6. Get a 19. $21. $14. Okay, so I think. Let's see. The 22. 2. 2. $23. Ja, hello, hello. $24. And then 20. 27. There we go. I think that's the best we can do. Okay. We have a plus. We have a 26. Change. Boom. Okay. Yeah. All right. Ooh, there we go. All right. Eventually, you pick out one young female that looks underfed and moves more slowly than the others. She seems like an outcast. The others won't let her eat, and they keep chasing and harassing her. Well, that's fucked up. She should be easier to catch, and as malnutritioned as she is, maybe easier to tame. You get a lasso around her and hold her down while she whinnies in terror and releases her piss ballast to try to get away. You're in the blast radius, but you hold firm. You're able to bob her along behind you all the way back to the depot. Well, howdy, Utopia says when you bring the float cow in. What do we have here? Why, you're a real cowboy, Slane. I'm might jealous. She inspects the tired float cow. She's looking a little under the weather. Here's hoping we can nurse her back to health back on the ranch. I'll take her back myself. You can come see her anytime in geoponics. You're too worn out and tired to continue. Go home. +2 perception and +3 to biology. It is mid-pollen. We have yellow flower. Mars Tang. Yeah, mid-pollen. Tang's birthday is not mid-pollen. Alright, so no yellow flower. Mushwood log. We've already given to Rex. Bobber fruit. Cal. He mid-pollen? He's late dust, so we won't give him it. We have a Xeno egg. That's anemone and Cal. Early dust. Right, it's pollen, yeah, mid-pollen. Crystal cluster. Does no one have a mid-pollen birthday? What the fuck? No one's like born in pollen. Alright, so we're not gonna give any gifts to people. See if anyone wants to chat. Unless he wants a mushwood log, but we just gave him a gift. Yeah, I know I need some time off. You've always been curious about your dad's old work desk in geoponics. It doesn't get much use since he died, but you're getting more confident with your biology studies. Maybe Congruence can help you use this fancy workstation to analyze some of the samples you found. You decide to give it a try someday soon, if you have time. Your dad always thought the local vertumnant flora and fungi would be worth studying. And you can't help but think that if someone had studied the shimmer spore sooner, maybe he wouldn't have died. Is that the game fucking telling me that if I had focused biology, I could have, you know, saved my dad's life? That's real fucked up, game. Real fucked up. Real fucked up. Like, I can't express how fucked up that is. Is there anything in the supply depot that's new? No. And none of that really appeals to me right now. Relax on the walls. So the relaxing on the walls gives us relationship with these, doesn't it? Yeah. Maybe I should do that. Wait, who are we at war with? Oh. Oh, she didn't repeat it. Okay. But I think relaxing is at the spa. Oh. Relaxing in the lounge. Oh, friendship with Rex? No, I'm gonna go relax on the walls. Get friendship with these. Maybe I can help with a relationship between Tang and D's before game over. Most of the time you're alone up here, except for the occasional passing guard. But sometimes you're joined by D's. He barely looks up at you as you plop down and kick your feet through the railing and over the edge. He looks like he's doodling on his hollow pad. You see all sorts of plants, mushrooms, little creatures with too many eyes or too many legs. He has a selection of plant samples at his side, like artist paintbrushes laid out on a towel. He must be quite the junior botanist. He's not drawing plants right now, though. He's actually drawing a person. And not anyone you recognize from the colony. They have long, dark hair and a pointed face, and are covered from neck to toe in floaty black robes. They look neat. You wonder if they're Deeze's original character or something, like his super cool goth self-insert. Looks nice. Deeze smiles shyly, but doesn't look away from his drawing. Thanks. Not very good at drawing him yet. Late pollen. No one has a birthday. Pollen. We're gonna be going +1 to all social skills. Oh shit, I didn't even notice that. Damn. Well, I've not been efficient then. Let's see, if I work in the depot, that's persuasion and organizing, which would be efficient. But having a 10% chance to get a +1 is more efficient being outside. Doing the exploration, because there are a bunch of events that happen in a single month. So, we're gonna go back and forage in the valley. There's a lot to do out. I also want to fully explore the Valley of Vertigo. Gonna go down this way. Pick up the yellow flower here. You decide to take a shortcut through the jungle to a path you were sure was just up ahead, and now you're lost. Everything looks the same here. The plants are too high to see any landmarks, and you swear some of them move around when you start looking. You try to check your positioning with your holopalm, but the damn thing isn't working, and won't connect to long-range comms either. Typical. Utopia did warn you the comms were flaky out here. You think you can tell north from the position of the two suns, but that's it. Orienteer a way out. You climb a tree and try to path through the wilderness from above. With that information in your holopalm, navigating to the nearest landmark is a breeze. Damn right it is. I'm fucking amazing, dude. You hear a rustle in the bushes and catch a glimpse of a shadowy figure. Could it be a person? Whatever it is, you quickly lose sight of it in the jungle. Follow it. The wilderness is thick here, as is the fog that comes in waves. You'll need to rely on your tracking skills to go further. Fuck yeah! Let's track it. Card becomes 3. I could do 3, 3, 5. Gives me a 15. Or I could do a 3, 5, 5, which also gives me 15. I think we do this. I got a 38. You're looking for a person, so it's a surprise when you come face to face with a weird-looking creature. It kind of looks like a person. A bit. More like a tree, really. Some relative of the bushbud, maybe? But more tentacles and slime, like a tree oozing with goopy sap. 2 legs. Yuck. It makes a sort of brrrr noise at you as you back away. Oh shit. Do I fuck with this thing? I think I fuck. Do I fuck with the boss? Do I fuck with the boss? I fuck with the boss. You come across a terrible scene. A manticore has cornered a little hopeye and is playing with it, batting it around and catching it over and over. The hopeye is screeching in terror. It's a horrible thing to watch. Break up the fight. +2 bonus to pairs. Gives me a 20. $24. 8. Shit. 2, 3, 4. 26. 15. Okay, so we have. Let's see, we could do 3, 4, 5. You quietly climb up into a tree first. Manticores can't climb trees. You're pretty sure you remember hearing that. You'll try to scare the attacker away by hooting and throwing rocks. You put on your scary face and try to frighten it away. The manticore is so annoyed by your throwing rocks and making a ruckus that it turns its attention to you. It roars in anger, shivers of fear run up your spine. That's definitely a better scary face than yours. The hopeye, who had been playing dead, suddenly leaps to its feet and bounds off into the jungle. The manticore is now very angry with you. It rears up and digs its claws into your tree. You hold on for dear life as the tree shakes. It roars and rustles its mane at you, pacing back and forth under the tree. Then it sniffs around where the hopeye had been, grunts one last time in frustration, and wanders off into the jungle. You stay in that tree for another full hour before you dare to come down. Scary, but you save that little hopeye's life. Woo! Upgrade pet cards via relaxing in the park. Pet cards? I can get fucking pet cards, dude? You come across not just one Freaky, but a whole swarm of them. Mostly just baby ones, about the size of your head. I've already seen this, yeah. Maybe they aren't so bad. You walk up to the tree and put your hand on it. The baby Freaky swarm around the tree trunk. very upset with you, but they calm down when they see you aren't doing anything. There's an unmistakable thrum of life under your hand, not just from the proximity of the baby Ricky, but from the tree itself. It's warm and leathery, and you can feel something like a pulse. It's alive. It seems as if this tree is itself a Vriki, just in a different phase of its life cycle. Does that mean the little clusters of fruit in its branches are Vriki eggs, or maybe cocoons? There's so much you don't know, but you do know that this nursery tree is a special place. There's nothing to forage here, though. These ravenous youngsters have stripped everything edible from a wide radius. You move on. You find a trippet, a large, tasty plant. This one's huge. It's practically taller than you are. Analyze the shutter. That gives me 18. 4, 5, 6, giving me 21. We'll do that. Ooh. 7. Six. Hell yeah. Yeah, this plant is alive and sentient, like an animal. It is definitely not. We'll stop. I'm gonna rip the limbs off a sentient being. This is okay. You got mushrooms. Are they edible? Identify. Card becomes blue. Okay, so 18. $17. 21. 25. Do that. I got 41. You're able to determine that these mushrooms are edible. You fill your basket with big chunks of tasty fungus. Utopia is pleased with your haul. Great work. Swag. Oh shit. Okay, final thing. Okay. You come out of the trees into a large... Take it. Yeah, I remember this one. Keep the egg and run. Fuck you, bitch. +2 bonus to straights. Let's see. 24. What if I have... Okay. No bonuses from... Ooh. That wasn't... Wow. Okay. You stumble blindly through the clearing towards the relative safety of the trees, the cumbersome egg blocking your view of your own feet. You fall a few times, just barely managing to scramble out from under the claws of the Manicore. You eventually find a member of the Expedition's Protection Squad who fires a warning shot with her plasma rifle over the Manicore's head. It roars and defiance and slinks into the trees. The egg's pretty addled from all the running and falling. If it was going to hatch before, it certainly won't now. Get a ship ton of kudos for it, and it's super tasty. Nice. And we will just return to the colony now. Sweet. You're browsing the colony bulletin board on your holopalm over breakfast when you notice a new post from Nomi. It seems to be a short story. The title's Xenos to the Rescue. Oh boy. You open the story and read through it. It's actually pretty good. Nomi did a great job of grounding the unrealistic premise of talking manticores with relatable characters and a strong emotional story. With your help on some of the finer details, Nomi's written something that truly elevates the art form. You can get the notification through your holopalm that you've received some kudos, along with a message from Nomi. Thanks for the help, Sling. Here are your royalties. I like that. I like that. It is early dust. Someone has a birthday for early dust. Can't remember who, though. I wish there was a simple way to... Okay, so it is early dust. Anemone and... Okay. So it's only Anemone's birthday, so I'll give her red Xeno egg. Anemone. Hang, want to say something? Anything new in here? No. Oh yeah, it's gonna be the Vertumnalia Fest, so we can actually... Going for Rex by the construction site, but Rex finds you first. Give him a big old friendly bear hug. And then you're granted, throw your arms wide. Rex almost like, I always haven't seen you. I think you're starting to understand the strange Helio boy and his love of hugs. You looking for me? What you need? Wanted to say hi. No, well, hey yourself. Guy back there, if you want, you can come see what we're working on. Fuck yeah, and we lose Rex takes you on a tour of the construction site. He's great company, and basking in his excitement is a pleasant way to spend an afternoon. When you wave goodbye to him so he can get back to work, you feel a little bit lighter. He gives too many hugs though. I'm not a touchy person. Okay, so that's everyone then. We'll go up here because I want that organizing. We'll work in the depot. That'll also boost our... Zeke rolls their eyes when they see you report to the depot for your first day as a clerk. Oh, it's you. Well, at least you might learn something useful while you're here. The depot is where the precious nano printer lives. Zeke lords over it like a tyrant, and they don't like children. They load the depot module on your holopalm and walk you through the process. People submit requisitions for the nano printer through the portal. It's your job to program the correct routine and so the nano printer to fill their order. Then you mark it as available for delivery or pickup, depending on if we have a delivery person available. And we almost never do. With that perfunctory explanation, Zeke leaves you to figure out what to do on your own. It's okay for the first hour or so because no one puts in a requisition at all. It is pretty early. Maybe everyone is still asleep. Clean and organize. There isn't a lot to organize, as you don't store a lot of stuff here except for things that people need all the time, like toothpaste. But you find a bucket and start to mop the floors the old-fashioned way, because there's nothing wrong with taking pride in your work. You're jerked back to reality by a haptic pulse through your holopalm. Your first order. You excitedly open your holopalm and read it. Elbow grease, 1 gallon. From Cal. Geoponics. Delivery ASAP. Very funny, Cal. You dismiss the phony requisition. Haha, Cal's got jokes. Another one pops up on your... Flashlight fluid. 2 gallons. Anemone. Sports ball. Delivery ASAP. Really, Anemone? Another bogus requisition? Are your friends trying to prank you? You've barely dismissed that second one before a third comes in. ID-10 T-gas, flammable 2 cubic meters pressurized. Tangent engineering delivery ASAP, caution. You almost got me, Tang. Tang's not really a pranking tank, but you stop yourself from looking up ID-10 T-gas. You dismiss the requisition and message your friends to knock it off. Finally, you get a real requisition and get down to work. It's easier than you thought. You're just finishing up when Mars strolls in. She hops up onto the depot counter and primly crosses her legs. I am so totally relieved to have you as my assistant here, Selene. Finally, someone to haul boxes and fetch things so I can focus on the important work. Your assistant, I should be in charge. I don't care which one of you is in charge. Seek interrupts so long as you get the work done. Wait, did you wash the floors? Well, that does deserve a reward. Here you go. They swipe their holopalm and you feel for your pulse as a couple kudos are deposited to your account. Mars can hardly wait until Seek is gone to giggle. Either way, I'm glad you're here. This job is usually so boring. Get to work. Okay. We do that. Oh, fuck. Damn, I don't know. Here we go, we get a 30. This year's Virtunalia is ushered in with a big military band, horns and drums supplemented by recordings of parade music from Earth. Governor Lum strides out of command on a grand red carpet and ascends the stage to raucous applause. Thank you, everyone! Oh, look at you, look at this colony, finally truly united. All it took was a common enemy. I look at you beautiful people, you strong people, you good human people, and I see a fire in your eyes. I see courage in your hearts. I see a colony that's ready to win. I see a colony that's here to stay. Vertumna, do you hear me? Do you hear me, Vertumna? We humans aren't going to hide anymore. Lum gestures for Security Chief Rhett to join him on stage, and then continues, the original fugitive colonists got it wrong. In Roman mythology, Vertumnus was the god of cultivation, not of rampant chaotic growth. He clenches his hand into a fist. We need to clear the field before we can plow it. Vertumna won't be safe for human life until the aliens are eradicated. Rhett crosses his arms and nods his agreement. Maybe there's more to this plan than Lum is getting on. Lum descends from the stage and does a receiving line of handshakes and fist bumps. In a vacuum left by his presence, Chief Administrator Seek takes the podium and clears his throat. Ahem. I want to announce that this will be the last year that festival contests will be held. What? The sound of protest rises from the ground, and near the front, Lum just shrugs theatrically and mouths, not my fault. Seek looks down at him pointedly, then continues. This war will use our colony resources at a tremendous rate, including the most valuable, time. Lum takes the stage again and soothes the crowd. I do have some good news. Starting today, the colony is going to be granting requests from people who want to have children. A happy murmur burbles through the crowd. Yes, that's right. It's time to start on the next generation of Vertumnans and secure a future for our children. Humans, humans, humans! Anyway, about this war on nature, I think it's stupid. I know survival is important, but we don't have to kill things to survive here. Duh, of course you'd think that. Personally, I think Lum is a total nullhead. He's not that much older than me. What is he, like 24? I'm 24. And everyone listens to him? They should listen to me instead. Finally, you're all called to participate in the games, the last ones, maybe forever. If this war on nature ever ends, you'll probably be an adult, as your friends all separate into their usual games. You realize that this may be the last time that you just get to be kids. What do you choose? Trivia! Tangent is out for blood this year. She snaps at anyone who tries to talk to her before the trivia begins. and complains that she's been cramming so hard on pop culture that she feels like her brain is about to explode. Meanwhile, Nomi just bobs along to the music in their ears because they wait totally unbothered. I'm gonna win. I think I've won every single year. Alright, so... you can get a card that becomes wild. Ooh. I see the path. +1 to mental, first collectible. We're gonna boom, boom, boom. That's a 20. Why did this... why is that? I think it's fucking with me, dude. That's a 21. Yes. Or, wait, 4, 5, 6? 24. That's better. Alright, so we have a 5, a 4, a 3, 32. Yeah, 32. Actually, let's... alright, so we need to get a 34. Okay, easy peasy, dude. But I can't get a 5. Get a 50, though. Let's see if there's a better way. 52. There's nothing better than that, right? Yeah. 52. Boom. Tang's cramming clearly paid off her. She's strong competition until the category about old Earth slang, where you clearly pull ahead. You snatch victory from her clutches, and she grudgingly accepts your superiority in all things trivia. After the festivities, everyone is supposed to take a few days vacation. You and your friends relax, but the adults move around the colony like ants in a hive, fortifying the walls and preparing for the human offensive against the planet. Alright, whose birthday is mid-dust? Extra card draw. Oh no, is... fuck, who, where? No, I need the... oh no. Exocolonist perks. Shit. Oh, I need to max out my engineering. Either max out engineering, or... get animals to tier 2. We're closer to getting our engineering maxed, I think. Then... so we're gonna have to do... well, whose birthday is mid-dust? Nomi, which she likes cake and crystal cluster. Cake and crystal cluster, but I have crystal cluster. So if I go to study, it's gonna... shit, there's gotta be something that's better for studying engineering. Otherwise, it's gonna have to be something to study animals. Which actually, I could do. +3 with animals, yeah. And it gives a lot of kudos and empathy. Fuck it. We'll tend to animals. Hey, Selene, Cal calls out to you. I heard you're gonna help out with the animals. Get it? Heard. He leans on his rake and laughs, clutching his stomach. Oh, you know I learned that one from your dad? Man, he was so funny. His laughter trails off, but he musters up a wistful smile. Your dad taught me a lot of taking care of the animals, and now I get to teach you. That's pretty cool, right? Cal introduces you to the float cows. I know they're cute, but these ladies aren't pets, he says, scratching their noses. They're livestock, and more than that, they're not really domesticated like our animals back on Earth. They're more like tame. Cal spreads his arms, but until then, we got all these guys. Who do you want to meet first? Bristle slugs. Oh yeah, we got a ton of them. They're great, slow and easy to catch and real gentle. Don't let the spikes fool you. They're actually really cuddly and don't mind it when you pet them. It actually helps them. In the wild, they'd be scratching up on all sorts of things to knock off those itchy berries. He scrunches up his nose. Well, they're not really berries, they're more like eggs. Well, they're like berries, though, because they're sweet, and you know what? Never mind, rotund animals are pretty weird. Float cows. The float cow you captured is still here. Look, there it is. You squint and try to follow where he's pointing. Eventually, you see it. Wow, it's much bigger than when you saw it last. It's been eating well. And guess what? It was pregnant. See all those little floaties? Our first babies. You smile as you watch the float calves bob alongside their mother. We figured out that if we keep feeding them what they'd be eating during pollen, they'll keep making milk year-round. It makes them heavy enough that they don't float away. Otherwise, we'd have to keep them on leads, like balloons. Sugar bugs. Cal takes you to the rows of crates where the soft, squishy sugar bugs are all clumped up together in the moist muck. These guys are pretty cool. They're a colony, just like us, and if you tickle them, you get sugar bug syrup. What about the trippets? Yeah, I don't really care about all this detail. Let's get started. Get to work. You visit your mom's little garden. There's a small shrine set up in her memory of her and your father. Her favorite flowers, his old boots. On Earth, they used to put whole bodies into boxes and bury them underground. The colonies always skipped the decomposition step, using a process to quickly render bodies into nutrient-rich mulch. Your mom and dad stipulated that their remains would be used here, added to the dirt they tended so lovingly in life. Sitting here, feel like they could be just around the corner. Talk to them about Tangent. You spend some time talking in the general direction of the shrine about Tangent and how you hope your mom and dad would have been happy for you. You hear footsteps behind you and the creaking of the little garden gate. I miss them too. I know I already have more parents than the average person, but your mom and dad were kind of like my parents too. They taught me everything I know about agriculture and how to care for animals. I hope I could be half the farmer they were. Except Cal's hug. Cal is a great hugger. Not too tight, not too familiar, but warm and strong and comforting. He reminds you a little bit of your dad. Strong but sensitive. Thinking of your dad's hugs makes you tear up a little, but Cal doesn't mind when you sniffle against his shoulder. Thanks. I needed that. You and Cal sit and contemplate your parents' memorial shrine for a while longer. Eventually, Cal has to get back to work. He lets you know it's okay to take the day off if you need to. Ooh, so this has a lot to do with gems, but we, of course, don't get any fucking gems, dude. So 6, 5. That should be a flush, right? No, wait. $34. 35. 36 from that. 38. I don't know. I could have gone to 46. Alright, whose birthday is late dust? Cal. Blue bobbert fruit. I think I have that. Yes. Garden boy. I want to check to make sure. Fucking hell. we got everything there. Cool. I am a lot closer to maxing out engineering though, but I don't want to fucking unnecessary, like that'll be boosting up my reasoning for no point. Because it's already at 100. We'll just try and get animals to fucking max out. Cal calls out to you as you're walking through geoponics. Lane, hold up. Have you ever thought about working on the farm? I really, really need some more people, especially if they already know some stuff about plants. Can you help, please? I'm ready. Kyle lets out a huge sigh of relief. Oh, good. Just come by whenever you have time, okay? Like today would work, or tomorrow. First collectible use is free. Alright, so we have an 8. 5, 4, 3, 2. I mean, might as well use... I mean... If I do this, first collectible use is free. Get a 43. That wasn't the best score. God damn. Alright, whose birthday is early wet? Mars. So crystal clusters are yellow flower. I have a lot of yellow flower. On something you might like. Here is a yellow flower. I mean, what is there to buy in the... That would be super fucking useful, though. Holy shit. Wait, how much for that plus 10 to persuasion? Plus 20? 100? I might... If I can get a... Let's see. So we'll have to... is there no other way to get our engineering higher than studying? Is this really the only spot we can level up our engineering? Feels so weird. I don't want to do anything that... Alright, we'll go back because I want to get the animals one. Working on the farm, biology and toughness. Tend the animals. You're working with the bristle slugs this week. There's a whole herd of the slug-sealed porcupine beasts lumbering through the fields and rubbing against their scratching posts. You can walk right up to them and they don't mind at all. You empty the berry-catching buckets and sort through the berries, picking out loose stones and planting any that have sprouted. Those ones will grow into bristle slugs too one day. It's wet season, they're all fully bristled, so sometimes you have to separate out anyone who gets too territorial. Even when they're cranky, they're still pretty docile. You come back from lunch one day to find the door to the pen wide open. Whoops! You must have forgotten to lock it. Good thing bristle slugs don't tend to roam. You do a head count. 15, 16, 17. Seem to be short one bristle slug. Luckily, bristle slugs aren't very stealthy. There's a glistening slime trail leading towards the ruins of the stratospheric, decorated with little clusters of berries. You lock the gate and set off along the trail to find your wayward bristle slug. You easily find the bristle slug. It's gotten itself wedged between two panels, scritching back and forth on the most perfect scratching situation possible. You laugh and fill your shirt with the berries like a bowl, then gently nudge it back towards the herd. It's slow going, but eventually everyone's back together again. Good work, rancher. Darn right, you could say I'm a slime rancher, right? Oh, one slide will turn them red? Damn. Oh, this sucks. Okay. No, you got a 33. Yeah, there's no way. Okay. Alright, that is the best score. Sweet! And Midwet is Vase's birthday. Alright, fuck you, Vase. You're not getting a gift, bitch. Haha, I'm funny. Oh, how many mushroom logs do we have? We only have one, so we'll save that for his next birthday. Does Tang want to say anything to me, the love of my life? Tang hums and checks the time on her holophone. I suppose. Oh, we've already done this one. Okay. I might take the fucking hit just to get that engineering maxed out, though. We'll see if anything else pops up that'll let me. I do wish that, like, I understand why, from a gameplay perspective, but I would like it if, like, the purple also counted towards getting the perks. I'll probably end up getting that. For now, let's go keep working. Attend the animals. As the newest head of geoponics, Cal has his work cut out for him. He has to split his time between the ranch, the fields, and hydroponics, which means he's almost always overwhelmed. Even though he's way over his head, he always has a smile for you and for everyone else working in geoponics. He's young, but he's trying his best. Plus 5 bonus to physical red pairs. Ooh. Ew. Yeah, I've got to do it this way. I could have gotten a 40. How? Damn, I don't know. How? Still not enough for the animals, but we're at 69. Nice. Let's see. Late wet is Tang and D's. So medicinal root or secret flower. Do I even have a medicinal root? don't. And I don't have a secret device for D's. But he does like... Okay, but he's fine with the yellow flower. So we'll just give both of them a yellow flower. Although, I don't think I need to give it to Tang. Yeah, I don't think I need to give it to Tang. Are there any medicinal root lying on the ground, though? That would be perfect timing if there was. I do not believe so. So we'll give him a yellow flower. We have a bunch of those. Okay, so let's go back and deal with more animals. And tend the animals. You and Cal are sitting on the fence watching the float cows bob along gently in the breeze, enjoying a few minutes of not mucking out stables. You point out the one you captured and Cal whistles in admiration. That's so cool. They're so huge. How'd you do it? As gently as possible. Describe how you coaxed the float cow with a handful of flowers until it came to trust you enough to walk right into the expedition's vehicle and come home with you. As Cal listens, he smiles and nods. That's how I would have done it too. I mean, look at them. They're so gentle. He rubs his chin. I didn't know what to think about ranching, honestly. It seems kind of mean, like we're stealing wild animals and controlling everything about them. When they can eat, where they can go, even when they can have babies. It just feels rude. But I saw some of these cows when they got here. They didn't look free, they just looked sad. Like they were so skinny and scared. He waves his arm towards the gently lowering herd of float cow, and now look at them, they're doing great here. Honestly, don't you think it would be kind of nice if someone took care of you for the rest of your life? No. I'm glad there's people like you who go out into the wild. Brave, I don't think I could do that. I'm still kind of not really used to how big the world is, you know? I like it here in the colony, where I always know where I am and what to do next. I like knowing I'm responsible for just a little bit of the world. You know, like these cows. If I can make their life better, well, I think that's a pretty good life for me, too. +2, and it's locked in a terrible spot. 5, 5. Oh, this is gonna go up. So that's a 28. You can get a 33. This thing is what's fucking me, though. I could have easily gotten a 40 if it wasn't that +3 that was trapped there. No one has a birthday during Glow, right? Yeah. Well, I wonder what's gonna happen during this Glow season. I really do like how they've balanced out how you can't do everything. A lot of the time when you have games that are like you can't do everything in one playthrough, sometimes it comes across as feeling unfair. This game's, I feel like, has really balanced that understanding of making it still feel, making the choices feel very fair. Except for the engineering part. Where else can I upgrade my engineering, man? The geoponics domes are a comforting beacon of light during Glow. While everything else is throwing off an unsettlingly alien light, the domes are stable, dependable, human. You like spending time in them, tending to the seedlings that will be transplanted into the fields and pollen. First collectible use is free. Let's see, I'm not going to be able to get a... how do I want to do this? There we go. You're just putting your boots on to grab dinner in the lounge when you hear the colony's sirens begin to wail. It's the yearly attack. They couldn't have waited until you ate dinner. Rude. Outside your window, you watch the colony defenses begin to mobilize. Your hollow palm chimes with the usual reminders for all civilian colonists to stay indoors. Join the colony defense. You head to the garrison to grab a plasma rifle, then report to the front. Chief Red looks surprised to see you, but assigns you to a squad with anemone and tells you to get up on the walls and do your best. On the other side of the walls is more Xenos than you've seen in one place ever. They seethe out of the forest, large and small, herbivorous and predatory, fungal and otherwise, flying and crawling and hopping towards the colony with a single-minded determination. The air fills with a phew-phew of laser turrets and the crackle of plasma rifles. The enemy's front line collapses, only to be replaced by even more Xenos, just as many as before, if not more. There's no end to it. The firebreak turns into a graveyard of dead and dying alien bodies, wave after wave crawling over the corpses until they roil at the base of the walls like the foam on a wave when it hits the shore. You hear the walls creaking underneath you, but they hold strong. There is no sun to set and glow, but night falls on the battlefield without any break in the fighting. Your fingers begin to cramp from pulling the trigger of your plas rifle. Finally, you're relieved by the second guard shift. You walk straight into the garrison and right into a dreamless sleep. You're awoken 6 hours later for your next shift. The kitchens have provided the soldiers with pressed soy rations and hot blep tea, which you grab, then make your way back to the walls to survey the carnage of the night. As you arrive, your holopalm lights up with a priority message. Security personnel, we are under siege. On Earth, sieges were used to break a city by starvation or drought. We have plenty of food and water. Guards will rotate 6 hours on, 6 off. So long as we keep the Xenos on the other side of the wall, we can hold them off for days, weeks even. Weeks! Everyone exchanges exhausted looks. He pauses, then adds, we can do this. We're stronger than them, and we're not going anywhere. You and the other soldiers fall into a fitful rhythm, alternating shifts on the wall with brief snippets of sleep. Gunfire becomes the soundtrack of your days, which begin to smear together like paste. Anemone in particular is suffering. She volunteers for relief shifts, sometimes pulling doubles or triples on the wall. You catch her mechanically shoveling soy porridge into her mouth before seeming to fall asleep sitting up. A minute later, she jolts awake as someone's spoon clatters against their bowl. Tempers grow short as fatigue sets in. 6 days pass. You're on shift, watching the Xenos batter themselves against the walls. You feel your eyes unfocused at the sheer formless horde of them. In all these days, they still haven't breached the colony. Sometimes they even seem to retreat, ebbing backwards and reforming somewhere else. It's behavior you've never seen before. A group of monsters breaks from the tree line, nothing new except for one of them. One of the Xenos looks different from the others, almost humanoid. What is that thing? The creature looks suspiciously like a person, at least from the waist up. Down below, it's a lumbering chimera vaguely reminiscent of a faceless, wrapped in tattered bits of flesh and bony protrusions. Something like hair flutters behind it as it turns and looks right at you with an unnerving, malevolent intelligence. You rub your eyes. Yeah, it's still there. It approaches to the base of the wall, and the other monsters surge forward on to pound against the gates. Try to talk to it? You wave to it, and the creature sneers, and to your surprise, approaches the wall. Little weed. They address you in a halting, rasping voice. Everything seems to go quiet nearby as you strain to understand this talking horror. Child of breeding rabbits. Feral pig. Kutsu. Its unnervingly human gaze pierces you. Introduced species. You understand? You wonder if you're hallucinating. Is it holding a gun? You slowly nod yes. You understand the words, at least. I am knock, the monster says through a voice box that seems better suited to guttural roars than human language. Gardener. Designation. Pest control. Yeah, you know what game you can go fishing in? I don't like fishing in video games, Matt. But to answer your question, Skyrim. Anniversary Edition, Matt. You realize with growing horror that this creature's hair is actually alive somehow, waving in a wind that isn't there. Their clicky-clacky bits wave and snap at you as if they have minds of their own. Can't look away. What do you want? Who are you talking to? You jump as Anemone sneaks up behind you, and when you look back, Nock is gone. That alien was talking! You babble about the talking monster named Noctuluscent, but Anemone thinks you're having some kind of mental breakdown. The siege is getting to everyone, Selene. You're freaking out. Go lie down, I'll cover for you. Finally, after the 6th day of the siege, you look down the sights of your plasma rifle and see a curious thing. The monsters are retreating. As you gather with the other soldiers in the colony square, your holopalm lights up with a priority announcement from Governor Lum. The alien attackers have been defeated. The siege has ended. Lum smiles broadly and puffs out his chest. Another year, another win. You're welcome, Vertomna. You're welcome, humanity. You're welcome? What did he do? Race out there like an idiot with his honor guard? Defend strategically unsound positions? Put himself in danger so we had to save his overstuffed ass? And when I actually needed him, taking his 12-hour beauty rest while the rest of us slog through endless shifts. The soldiers are exhausted from the siege, so the crowd in the square disperses quickly. Only a few Helios remain, covertly filming Rhett while he continues to rail against Lum. On the horizon, the first rays of quiet streak the sky with lavender. You watch Utopia's reclamation crew head out through the gates to begin vaporizing xenocorpses for the component molecules. That night, you have terrible dreams. You imagine that you're sieging the colony, that you're a creature crawling in the mud on your belly, the ozone crackle of plas rifle fire arcing overhead. With your talon claws, you rip into the walls like they're made of clay, stuffing choking handfuls of it in your mouth. In a moment of lucidity, you try to pull the clay from your throat, but no matter how hard you pull, it just never ends. You jolt awake when you realize you've been pulling your own guts out of your throat. Just a dream. You're shaking and coated in a film of terror sweat. Your heart pounding, you don't find sleep again before dawnbreak. Goddamn. Goddamn. It's early quiet, which means it is our birthday. We are now 18 years old. I remember being 18. I fucking hated it. It was a shitty year. Anyways. So I have +1 if all physical skill increases. So actually, maybe the play. I think the best thing to do, actually, if you want to really be efficient in how you increase your skills, is always during the last month of the year, you take, even no matter what level your stress is, you take a rest. You relax for a month. Well, but then the events of Glow could give you stress and you won't get that bonus. Ooh, mushwood log. Alright, so we need to bump up. Let's see. This gives animals and perception. Fuck it, yeah. You're officially sworn in as a cadet in a small ceremony. No longer a recruit, you're now an official part of the colony security force. Ugh. It's just a little thing, really, cadet being the lowest rank, but it makes you feel more important than the civilian kids waiting to play sports ball once you're done with the field. After the ceremony, Anemone pulls you aside. Look at you! Next step, officer. I remember Com swearing in when he became an officer. I thought my heart had burst right open from being so proud of him. But I'm just as proud of you today, Selene. Gonna do great. But. Ooh. Ooh, 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 ooh. Boom. Boom. Boom, boom. Boom. Oh, wait. If I do this. Boom. You roll out of bed at noon. Because you're allowed to, because it's your birthday, but also because you're exhausted. You barely slept at all last night. You've been having these nightmares since the siege, more and more every night, like they're trying to tell you something urgent. You can't make any sense of it. All the imagery is jumbled together, all these possibilities and timelines and things that might happen. Some nights you wake up in a cold sweat, a scream already in your throat. You sit on the edge of your bed, or run a hand through your hair and check your holopalm. A few people wished you happy birthday, but that's all. You guess you're getting older. Birthdays aren't as important as they used to be. Right. Han Mars wants to meet you for lunch in the lounge day. You'll have to practice your smile. As you enter the lounge, you do your best to play along and act surprised. Woo! Streamers, balloons, great! All of your friends are standing around wearing goofy hats and clapping. No, Nomi is holding a bunch of balloons larger than they are, and Rex is wearing a cute little waiter's outfit with a bow tie. You accept their hugs and birthday wishes, trying to hide your exhaustion and demurring with a few pointed, all this for me. You shouldn't have. No, really. Rex wanders around with a tray full of little snacks, offering them to everyone with a vampy accent and a silly airheaded giggle. The goofball act chips away at the natural awkwardness of a surprise party. That is, the first 5 minutes after everyone shouts surprise, and soon everyone is laughing and enjoying themselves. Despite your exhaustion, you start to smile too. Your friends are so amazing, and they're all here because they care about you. Where is my girlfriend? Tang. Then you get some unexpected guests. The lounge begins to fill with Helio kids. Mostly ones you don't know, the ones who usually keep to themselves and, well, don't much like you original Strato kids. Vase and Anemone are with them, his arm draped over her shoulders. Anemone gives you a little wave of acknowledgement for your birthday, which earns a weird look from Vase. Hey, who invited you guys? This is a private party. It's a public lounge. We can sit wherever we want. Cal stamps right into the midst of the Helios. You guys think that just because you fell out of the sky, you're the wormhole's gift of Vertumna? We don't need you. We never needed you. All you do is make things worse, like this party. You've rarely seen Cal so ready for a fight. He doesn't seem to care that the body language of the Helio kids has changed from cocky to dangerous. Oh shit, and I don't... Ah! Cal, no, I can't fight. I don't have my gun. You're just a bunch of fascists. You and Lum. The lounge erupts, chairs screeching across the floor as the Helios jump to their fight, yelling at Cal, calling the colony illegal and Cal a fugitive. They jostle him around, but Cal plants his feet and stands his ground. You hear a bottle breaking and see someone advancing on Cal. He's not backing down. Despite Cal's bravado and brawny physique, he's no fighter. One of the Helio kids socks him in the stomach and he goes down like a felled gnarl tree. Rex throws himself between Cal and his assailants, catching a few kicks on Cal's behalf before the Helios get tired and leave, with a few parting shots at Cal's alleged romantic interactions with the float cows. Vase doesn't get involved, but he doesn't stop them either. He's the last to leave the lounge, staring hard at Rex before smirking and turning away. Rex helps Cal to his feet. First time, huh? Don't worry. They probably got it out of their system. Good on you for sticking up for yourself. Anemone lingers at a distance, clearly angry at Cal, but feeling bad about the fight. Well, that was enough excitement, I think. Let's move on to the important part, cake and presents. Under Mars's skillful party hosting hand, the mood shifts back to festive. You enjoy your presents and your cake, but tensions boil over like that is a bad omen for the rest of the year. Oh, yep. No one's birthday is in quiet. So, okay. Talk to anyone? Yeah. No one to talk to. Yeah, I need... Well, we'll do another one of these. Lookout duty for the perception and animal buff. You're joined for lookout duty by Vase, who's on loan from the soldiers to fill some gaps in the roster this month. Turns out there's a case of mush fungus going around thanks to the grody prison garrison shower floor, and a lot of people are out sick. It doesn't seem to bother Vase, though he does bring up how much it doesn't bother him at least 8 times in the first day alone. Yeah, sure, lookout duty is beneath him, but he's always ready to serve the colony no matter what they need from him. He's a regular hero. Lum asked me to do this as a personal favor. He really likes this part of the grand story of why he's on lookout duty, and he especially likes calling Governor Lum just Lum. We've been close since even before all this. We used to spar together on the Helio, back before he became governor. You roll your eyes and look out toward the wilderness trying to tune him out. Wait, what's out there? As the experienced lookout, you see it first. A skulking manicore is heading for the open gates. You put the guards on alert via your holopalm, and they scare it off with laser fire. It screeches and disappears back into the wilderness. Rhett congratulates you via holopalm, and you feel the pulse in your hand as kudos pling into your account. Base looks like he just licked the hind end of a flocout. I would have seen it if you weren't distracting me. It's not that big of a deal. Anyone can see a manicore. They're huge. He's in a sour mood the rest of your shift, snapping at you whenever you try to make conversation. I'm gonna punch him in the fucking face. Anyways. We do... Alright, let's see here. Well, if we do this and this... Oh, there we go. More slots are filled? What does that mean? What the heck do they mean by slots? It's late quiet. I'll need a break soon. Let's see, I need to level up the engineering. For the last perk. But we get our +1. Okay, does being a hunter... Yeah, okay. Let's... Here. More perception. Yeah, we'll do another lookout duty. After the attack and glow, you feel more on edge. Let's see, 8. God damn. What the fuck? Man, I don't know how I could have done any better. I don't know how I could have gotten that without using my thing. Whose birthday is early pollen? Rex. Hey, dog boy. You spot Rex carrying supplies and big pieces of wood into the construction site at the end of the lounge. Future home of his bar. He waves at you, well, as much as a wave as he can do with his arms full of mushwood. Hiya, Selene, he calls out to you. Things are going great in here, thanks to you. I'll be done in no time. You take a look at what you can see. Rex has kept it all pretty well tarped up, and hates letting people inside to peek, but you can tell it's big. Perhaps a little too big. Ambitious. Maybe for his first solo construction project. But Rex has had a lot of help from his crews and from the whole colony. He'd have to be able to find enough wood. Love to see it. Rex shifts from foot to foot. Well, you get the sense that he's dying to share some. Okay, just for you. You follow him into the tent. It's chaos inside, littered with pieces of mushwood of varying lengths and covered in fine sawdust. A light coming through some gaps in the tent pick up all the little sparkling motes of dust in the air, making it seem almost magical. Rex spreads his arm. Well, this is it. Well, so far, we have a bar and a dance floor. That's all you really need. Sure, I'll dance. Gives me bravery. Yep, you don't need to, like, say anything mushy. Okay, so I need to get my engineering up for that last fur. It's really annoying that the only way to get the engineering, though, is, there's only one way to get the engineering. Let's see if there's anything else on the floor here. Nope. Well, let's study engineering, I guess, to get that. Time for your end-of-term project. You're partnered with Tang and Nomi to come up with a project that uses everything you've learned about math, physics, computing, robotics, architecture, and astronomy. I know! We should go down to the Helio engine and see if it makes us think of anything. Great idea. That's not a terrible idea, actually, Tang agrees. We could do a comparison of the Helio superior engine and talk about how Earth technology improved in the years between the stratospheric and the heliopause-living Earth. No offense, but we also had, like, way better funding than you guys. You know, like government funding, right? Like not just dark web stuff, but actual factual space travel budget. People were so mad when you guys left. The world didn't believe the Strato would even make it off the planet, but when you did, everyone left behind got super competitive. So our technology is like so much better. You and Tang try not to roll your eyes as Nomi chatters away. You split up to take a look at all the different components of the Helio engines, from the cooling system to the nanocell reactors to the complicated banks of computers that all once housed the Helio's much less powerful onboard AI. The Helio might be newer, but nothing beats congruence. You're leaning in to take a look at some faded warning sign about pacemakers when you hear Nomi yell, "Oh no, oh guys, I think I broke it, help, I'm stuck!" You and Tang rush over to where Nomi is sprawled out in a tangle of cables wrapped around them like a nest of snake bugs. Nomi looks too terrified to move, and for good reason. Every time they do, more wires snap free of their connections and contribute to Nomi's growing distress. The panel behind them beeps in warning. Help me! I'm afraid to move. What if I turn off life support or something? Alright, fix the power array. We have a 12. Or we could do... I think that's the best. Next. This thing being in its fucking spot. Oh my god. I gotta get a 61. Fuck. I think we'll just take the month off, actually, to fucking relax. Actually, hold up the friendship keys. You spend your days mostly waiting around for Tangent to get off work so you can hang out together. Sometimes you just need some time to not think about stuff, you know? Value is wild is always useful. Alright, so it's mid-pollen, which is no one's birthday. I wish you could get engineering doing some exploration, but you don't. Okay. I don't know how often that will replenishes. Is it every like 3 months or something? So we gotta. Let's go to engineering. This is definitely a game I kind of want to I want to replay because I understand +1 to mental blue cards, +5 to all mental blue flushes. Boom, a 29. $37. 37. Okay. $45. Oh yeah, we got so lucky with our hand this time around. Boom. You all breathe a sigh of relief when all the cables are reconnected and everything stops beeping. I knew we could do it! Now we know how it all works. Hell yeah. You work together on your final project, which is a full schematic of how the Helio engines work. Nobi contributes some intensely detailed drawings, and Tang makes sure everything is correct. You write up the comparison between the Helio and the less complicated Strato. Congruence looks over your work. Congratulations, you three. This is wonderful work. You officially passed, but there's always more to learn, and more to teach the others. By the way, good work repairing that power array as well. Don't worry, I won't tell. You're in engineering very late today. You're starting to nod off and consider packing up for the night. You see Tangent and Instance leave their lab without locking the door. They're heading back towards the living quarters. Usually they're so cautious, but it's late and they must be very tired to have forgotten. They've been working on something together in secret. You want to find out what? Yeah, damn right I do. Checking to make sure the coast is clear, you slip into their office. It's just off the medbay, and every flat surface is dedicated to experiments. The whiteboard is covered in dense scribbles and diagrams, and the garbage bin is filled with wrappers or discarded soy meal replacements. It smells like stale coffee and sleep deprivation in here. Their house screen is still active. It seems strange that they left it on. You get the feeling that maybe they weren't done for the night. You'll have to be quick. Examine the whiteboard. It's a disorganized mess of scientific shorthand and half-finished diagrams, not yet polished enough to be entered into the official lab holo record. You see a lot of important notes, but very few relevant ones. There's so much noise to signal, it's hard to make sense of it. The cipher! You pore over everything Tang and Instance have been working on, slowly putting together the pieces, which you find is chilling. After researching the shimmer fungus together, they decided to bioengineer a more powerful virus that uses the same pathways, but only affects native Vertumnan creatures. It would sever the existing symbiotic relationship between Vertumnan fauna and fungi and be completely fatal to its host. It would kill everything on the planet, everything that walks, swims, or flies, leaving it empty and ready for human colonization. Why would they do this? You dig a little deeper and find not Instance's research logs, but her personal logs written on real paper with a cover page that reads, "In my defense upon my death." You read through the papers, in which Instance details being approached by Alum shortly after the Helio landed and he took control of the council. The Helio had been sent to retrieve Congruence and bring to justice the people who stole her. Instance, primarily, but also Hal and your mother. When they realized they could never return to Earth, Lum became interested in Instance's research instead, particularly her research into the Vertumnan ecology. Under threat of execution, Instance was essentially forced to pivot her research into finding a way to cleanse the planet for human colonization. She writes that she tried to shield the other scientists from her work for their protection, but that she couldn't keep the secret from her apprentice Tangent. She speaks highly of Tangent almost as a mother would talk about her own child. She grieves that she couldn't protect her too. Oh. You scan copies of the misses. At least you have evidence now. Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. Oh boy. Late Pollen, whose birthday is it? Tammy. Oh, Tammy's dead. She's been dead. She's been dead for a while. Okay. Tang seems especially troubled today, so you invite her on a long walk around the inner wall. That's Tang's thing, thinking walks. She's touched that you know her that well. She talks in fitful bursts and lapses into long silences. Finally, she stops and puts her hand on the wall like she's bracing herself. Lane, something's been bothering me, she says, clenching her other hand at her side. She collects her words with great difficulty. Is it morally defensible to do something that people wouldn't approve of if you're doing it in their best interests? What if you don't have a choice? I know about the engineered plague. Hank smiles, though it doesn't reach her eyes. It was only a matter of time, I suppose, she says quietly. Sometimes it seems like you know everything that goes on in the colony. Thank you, again, for your help. You really were instrumental in overcoming several hurdles, whether you knew it or not. Tang, as your friend, please don't do it. That's my friend. A real friend would understand why I have to do this. I have to protect Dr. Instance. I have to protect the colony. She pushes herself off the wall and starts walking away from you. A few paces away, she stops and her shoulders slump. I don't want to do this, Selene. If I don't help Instance, though, Lum is going to kill her. The colony needs her. I need her. I don't know what I'd do without her. I don't know, maybe we can convince him to stop? Hang scrubs her hands against her eyes and turns to you. She looks so impossibly tired. And for a moment, as young as she really is, Lum is forcing us to work on the virus. I don't know what to do. Talk to him now? Tenji goes with you to confront Governor Lum. She looks scared. Lum is alone in the bridge. This is your chance to try to convince him to change course. Lum looks up from his holopalm when you enter. What is it? I'm busy. Tangent raises her chin and takes a breath to steady her nerves beside you. You hope she's still willing to go through with this. You tell Governor Lum that you know everything about the bioengineered plague he intends to unleash upon the planet, how we pressed Instance and Tangent into creating it under threat of death, and how it will kill every living thing on Vertumna. Lum listens intently, his face growing colder as you speak. When you're done, he gives you a stern look. You don't understand what you're talking about, Selene. I'm the governor here. I make the decisions, not you. I have evidence. I'll tell everyone. You show him what you found in Instance's lab. All of her notes and recordings, even her personal logs about her concerns over how they haven't managed to find a way to neutralize the dangerous fauna without causing a complete ecological collapse. Lum's face goes red, but he's uncharacteristically somber. I don't know how you got this, but it is damning. Thank you for bringing it to my attention. That means you can go. Leave before I change my mind and throw you on the brig on espionage charges. You have averted what could only have been the complete destruction of Vertumnan ecosystem and saved Instance's life. You can breathe a little easier today. Are we sure I saved her life? Like, are we sure about that one? Like, Nomi is in their usual spot in the lounge, surrounded by their steadily growing collection of body pillows and stuffed animals. They're curled up with their arms around a giant plushie creature and seem to be scrolling listlessly through the movies available in the Colony Media Archive. Find anything good? No. Not since I finished all of Maidstocker Ares. Can't believe it ended on a cliffhanger. I didn't know that the stratosphere had left Earth before the series finished airing. You have every episode except for the two-parter season finale. Now I'll never know how it ends. It's not fair that we'll never have any new shows to watch. This isn't about the show, is it? Yeah, I guess that's kind of true. It just reminds me that everything ends, and sometimes it's a lot sooner than you expected. When I got here, I remember looking at your huge media library and thinking, wow, Galactic, I'm never gonna run out of things to watch. It felt like the whole world was still ahead of me, ready to be discovered. A new planet, a new people, a new life. Now it feels like everything's just on fire all the time, and everyone is always on my case about how I need to grow up. What's so bad about being innocent? Why does everything have to be so grim all the time? And I don't get any more episodes of this stupid show I like. It's not fair. I get that. It's hard. Nomi nods, their chin wobbling as they try to keep it together. Yeah. Thanks for getting it, Selene. You're welcome, Nomi. You're pretty chill. Okay. Right, we are wearing our drone rifle. Yep. Alright, well, let's just, I guess, get engineering blue topped off. You and Nomi are doing independent study after hours when they stand up from their beanbag chair and do a little victory dance. Yes, it worked! Look, Selene! They throw something to your holoscreen. The intro for the game QQ Bushunin Kyusetsu comes up on screen, and Congruence's full room holoprojectors decorate the walls with a blue sky and rolling green hills. Peppy battle music fills your ears. Nomi claps their hands proudly. I installed it on the classroom mainframe. It's so much faster. There's no latency at all. Suddenly the lights go out. Nomi screeches and hangs onto you in the dark. The lights flicker back on, but only for a few seconds at a time before going dark again. The temperature drops. The holoprojectors no longer display the lush meadows, but instead a ramshackle wooden cabin with various horrible implements hanging on the wall. Hello, children. Oh no. I must have installed it onto Congruence's memory. She's being affected by the game's code. Congruence's holoprojection appears in the middle of the room. She's facing away from you, but when she slowly turns around, you're horrified to see that her face is smeared away and featureless. Do you want to play? Yes. Ah! An unnatural growling noise fills the room. Nomi squeaks and hides behind you, but it doesn't matter. The noise is everywhere, surrounding you. Congruence's hollow projected form flickers and becomes a shaggy manicore with glowing eyes, and then it's gone. A howl echoes off the walls. The hunt is on. You and Nomi fight your way through Congruence's hollow projected nightmare, encountering beasts the likes of which you've only seen in books from Earth. They stalk you through misty forests, trap you in dank-looking cellars. They scream and moan and cry and howl. Never been so scared from a hollow game. It feels so real. I didn't make this, Nomi says, their chests heaving as they look around for the next creature. This isn't even the game I installed. Congruence the Manicore reappears, a ghoulish apparition. Is this what you wanted? No! Nomi screams, Silence! Slain, what do we do? Let's see, persuasion, fix Congruence. You use your holopalm to access Congruence's system files. It's not strictly speaking allowed, but neither is installing game software into her brain. After a few minutes of hacking, you realize something doesn't add up. There's no trace of Nomi's game here. Congruence is a massively intelligent being. There's no way she would have allowed her base program to be manipulated like this. The lights flicker back on, and Congruence's hollow projection smiles cheerily. You solved my puzzle! She chirps and plays a recording of cheering and clapping. I thought simply telling you not to install unapproved software would be boring. You certainly remember this lesson. Nomi clutches their chest. Yeah, for sure. I'm never doing that again. Whew. Alright, so +6 if this has the highest value. I think we're gonna have to do... We got a 49? Bullshit. Early Dust. Whose birthday is it? Anemone. She likes cake and red Xeno eggs. Do I have any red Xeno? I do. But does the love of my life want to say anything? Says he eats D's. Oh, Rex. 4 people are still missing that I haven't discovered. Will we uncover them all in this last year? Some shit. Ooh, I see a flower. What does D's like? He likes medicinal roots, which I don't have. Rex beams means he's just been on a talk. I'm just talking about, we're just friends. You sure? Cause that. Eh. Yep. I wish everyone was. What the fuck, D's? Okay, I'm gonna walk away from that. That's a lot to unpack there. And I don't think I'm ready for it. You know, let's just buy that. Supply depot. +20 to persuasion. And then... Gotta get our engineering maxed out, which should be just one more time here. You're a scuttling of metallic legs. What the heck? And a strange knee-high robot bursts into your engineering lab, going full tilt on its 6 spidery legs. It slams into a wall hard enough to knock itself down. It seems to be having trouble getting back up again, and is flailing its metal legs around dangerously. We'll fix the robot. Oh, Selene, thank you, Congruence says, wheeling in on her portable screen. I was running diagnostics on the little fellow when it broke away and made a run for it. I really need somebody to be my hands here, she continues. Everything used to be easier with Hal around. I miss him. Congruence doesn't need to clear her throat, but you get the distinct impression she's simulating it anyway. If you want to come help me in the robotics lab, just come. So now we're gonna unlock the ability to fucking upgrade. God damn it. This year, Governor Lum's ascension to the Vertumnalia stage is heralded by an entire military band. Their instruments shiny and nano-printed new. They march out of command and formation, splitting and forming a phalanx at the foot of the stage as Lum takes his place before you. Spotlights turn on with heavy junk noises, illuminating Lum in a halo of floating dust particles. He spreads his arms wide. Hello, Vertumna! Are we winning or what? The reaction is mixed. You look around. It's easy to see the ones cheering the loudest are Helios and people who fully adopted their mentality, like Anemone. The Stratos are more reserved, some even silent. Security Chief Repted, one of them, his usual stony expression hiding his true feelings. Regardless, there's enough cheering that Lum has to wait for it to die down before he continues. We're killing it out there, people! Every day we claw a little more territory from the savage aliens of this planet. A Watado pod arcs through the air and lands with a broken splort at Lum's feet, splattering him with juice. You don't see you through it, but the faction from Geoponics is looking restless. They begin to jeer and stomp their feet. Lum continues on, raising his fist. Those Xenos attacked us first, and now they're learning. Don't mess with humankind. The crowd is now evenly split between cheering and booing. The Stratos are agitated, and you hear calls for things to return to how they were, and how Lum and his soldiers are killing the planet. Even the council, lined up before the stage and facing the crowd, looks conflicted. That ain't how it is. You don't even know what it's like out there. You just send folks out to die for your stupid war. Utopia hops on stage and routes her own here speak through the speakers. He's lying. This year we lost 2 surveyors in the swamps, Sorrel and Queenie. They'd be alive today if Lum hadn't sent them to clear out a manicore den for no good reason. She jams her finger against the governor's chest. The only threat to our colony here is you. Lum's smile doesn't change, but his eyes goes cold. He snatches Utopia's hand and calmly, slowly crushes her holopalm crystal with his thumb. You can hear the crunch of the bones of her hand before her feed cuts out. Utopia yelps as her knees buckle with the pain. Her bravado gone, she holds her broken hand to her chest and is too shocked to resist when Lum shoves her off stage. The crowd is stunned into silence as well. Lum clears his throat and approaches the end of the stage, looming tall over the council. Thank you for your input. Your concerns have been noted. This isn't the buffoon Lum presents on his daily holovlogs, or the nuisance he is when he visits a worksite. You see something in his eyes you've only caught glimmers of before. Hatred. You Stratos are lucky we didn't crush you under our boots and take your colony by force. Before we got here, this colony was doomed. You're only alive because I was merciful. Just a bunch of burned-out hippie fugitives. What was your plan for surviving out here? Wishful thinking, singing songs, and talking to animals? Laughter ripples through Helios. You, he gestures to the council, then jerks his thumb at his chest, need us. Not the other way around. I'm done pretending I need to listen to your opinions. If you want to live, you'll do what I say. He stares at Dr. Instance, who glares up at him with hate in her eyes as she tends to Utopia's hand. Maybe it's time to clean house. We need team players here, ones who share one vision for the future of Vertumna. After a few tense moments, C clears her throat. Sir, shall I continue with the traditional formalities now? Lum scowls down at Seek, then throws his hands in the air. Whatever, do it. If it makes you feel better, you're all cowards. He turns and stalks off the stage, his marching band scrambling to follow him with his exit song. As promised, there are no contests this year, but there's plenty of food and alcohol. As the sun begins to set, the Helios, including Vase and Anemone, head straight forward and look ready to party into the night. There, the team seem a little less at ease. Dees, quite predictably, has already left. Hang out with the Stratos. No, I totally get it, Nick says to Cal as you approach. They didn't used to be this mean. Sure, we all joked about how, we'd find you guys rubbing sticks together in the dirt after your nanotech broke down. But it wasn't like this. He jerks his thumb towards Vase and his group of friends, who've wrangled themselves a live trippet and are skewering it to roast over a bonfire. You can hear its dying squeals from here, and as night falls, smell the sweet charred scent of it cooking. Dude, that's fucked up. No, they've always kind of been like this, Nomi shakes their head. Just total human supremacists. See something you don't understand? Nobody makes laser guns with their fingers. Pew pew, all gone. Want something that someone else has? Pew pew, all yours. They lean back on their hands and look up at the night sky and dust. The wormhole looks so peaceful and far away. I used to think me and Rex were like changelings, like aliens beamed in and replaced two human babies with weirdos. I don't think you're weird. I think it's really great you two don't act like Helios. We are Helios, though, and some people dancing around that bonfire are Stratos. It's not about how you were raised. It's about the choices you make. No one is just a good person or a bad person. Only bad people think they always make the right choices. The dancing and feasting continues well into the night, while you pass the time with your friends in the peaceful faction. Knowing that the whole colony isn't into being soldiers and fighting Lum's war on nature makes you feel less alone. But you can't stop thinking about the governor's eyes as he crushed Utopia's hand today. So long as he's in charge, doesn't matter what anyone else wants. The week after Vertumnalia is one of the hottest since you landed. You're supposed to take time off for a much-needed break, but it's just so humid and awful and tempers are short. Shortly after the festival, you start seeing graffiti cropping up everywhere. It seems that a lively, if not particularly civil, conversation between the two factions is being held on the flat surfaces of the colony. Lum announces a zero-tolerance policy for political graffiti, but you notice that not every tag is being removed, just the ones against the war, of course. The atmosphere of the colony is oppressive, as thick as the choking dust heat itself. Everywhere you try to relax, people just want to talk about the war. To make matters worse, the sweltering nights are making your nightmares intense again. You return to work feeling more stressed than before. Equip additional gear. Let's go. So our persuasion is high as fuck. Let's see, it's mid-dust, so Nomi's birthday, and she likes crystal clusters. I challenge you. Fuck the dick. I feel like I just don't have friendships high enough with anyone. Ooh. Convince Lum you can help. Ooh. Really jack up my persuasion? Yes, please. One of your first tasks as an administrator is to format the monthly report to Earth. It's full of boring, carefully formatted data. Seek is very specific about it and makes you redo it 3 times until you get it right. You drop off the report at the comms desk and realize you've yet to be told how to process any reply from Earth. You wonder if they reply at all. Investigate. You sneakily read through the administrative HoloNet files you're allowed to access now. There's a huge backlog of messages, all dating from during the 20 years the Stratospheric was in space. You scroll through the preview text quickly, not wanting to draw too much attention to yourself. The majority of the messages are updates from the colony's allies in the Vertumna group, but every so often there's a message ordering the ship to cease and return to Earth, putting an end to their illegal emigration and return their stolen property. If the Vertumna group weren't outlaws on Earth before, stealing congruence and the gene tech definitely did the trick. These messages are angry. There are no messages from any time after the Stratos landed on Vertumna. Maybe nothing could get through the wormhole. Maybe the communication system was damaged and it wasn't until the heliopause landed that communications could be restored. Or maybe both planets are just shouting into the void. It's impossible to say. Alright, so card gets a +3. So that, we do that, we do that. Or +4 persuasion, +5 organizing. Damn. It's Late Dust, whose birthday? Cal, likes blue blobber food. If I give Cal a cake, he really fucking loves it. Spot Cal heading towards the barns at the far end of the farms. Hey, Slane. What's going on? Oh, nothing. Just thinking about, well, I guess it's not like you can get me in trouble now, so yeah. I used to have a pet. She was like a little pink caterpillar. I called her Socks. She lived in a trunk up in the storage barn. Nobody knew. She didn't stay little forever. Eventually, she got big, like real big, and I couldn't figure out what to feed her, so she ran away. I just hope she's doing okay, wherever she is. I think, I think we'll just buy cake from now on with our kudos. Since we're maxed out on our gear, and none of the other gear, I think, is better than what we have. I think this is like the best you can get. At least for how I've been playing. But I think there is a way to play this game where you can kind of probably get everything like high, really high as fuck. There might even be a way to max out everything on a New Game Plus, maybe. This Tang, no, Tang, I don't need to give Tang anything. She's already my bestie. Let's see, it is already past dust. I already gave her stuff. Okay. I'm gonna be right back though because I really have to fucking pee. So, fan cam. Be right back. Alrighty. Yeah, I don't know if I can. Feel like, because I mean, we're almost to 19, and 19's the last year. Mars calls this meeting of the SFC to order with a grim expression. I cannot just stand by while Governor Lum ruins everything we've built here, she says, clenching her fist on the table. He might know how to hold a gun, but he doesn't know how to lead a colony. From now on, this club is going to focus on getting Governor Lim out of power and getting someone competent in. We have from now until Vertumnalia to somehow convince the other council members that he's got to go. I agree, Cal says, and everyone turns to him in surprise. What? Lum's a jerk. All he cares about is killing animals. It's better for the whole planet if he's gone. Mars steeples her fingers. But the question is, who would we get to replace him? Obviously, I think I'm a great candidate, but I'm willing to consider other options. Me, dude. Me. Oh, yes. I should be governor. Mars barks out a laugh of surprise. You? No way. No offense, Lane. I just didn't expect it. Well, may the best person win, I guess. And by that, I mean me. If you really expect to be governor, you'll need to work on your persuasion, Selene. No offense, Mars, but are you really going to stop the soldiers from killing the animals? Look, Cal. I don't want hunters going out and not coming back either. Maybe we can find a safer, more efficient way to deal with the animals, yeah? Sounds ominous. Cal doesn't look convinced. Nomi exchanges a look with Rex and clears their throat. We support you, Mars. We think you'll be a great governor. But you're going to keep it so that the colony is fair and everyone has what they need, right? I like that we don't have to compete for stuff and everyone gets the same treatment. Mars says, well, I mean, I do like to have nice stuff, but that's not a crime. Everyone else makes awkward eye contact and doesn't respond. Mars would probably stuff you in the recycler herself if she thought it'd pay out a new dress. Mars gathers everyone close, so the plan is we campaign in all the departments. Geoponics, engineering, the garrison, the quarters, exploration's here in command. Try to soften up all 6 council members and get them on our side. Try to keep this on the down low. Then at the next Vertumnalia festival, we surprise the governor with a spontaneous council vote and replace him. He'll never see it coming. Getting Chief Administrator Seek alone is fairly easy. No one wants to spend time around them if they don't have to. You explain that you're intending to hijack the elections at Vertumnalia in order to depose Governor Lum. The more you speak, the more it's clear that Seek is already on board. Finally! I was waiting for everyone to realize what an imbecile he is. Man barely knows how to read. Can we count on your vote? It depends. You're not the only person with ideas around here. I was planning on making a go at governor myself. Unless you can provide significant motivation to throw myself behind your cause instead. You're not certain wants to be governor and is easily bribed is a great combination, but this is what you're working with here. Zeke gives you a slimy smile. Shit. Hold on. Which one had my kudos before I spent them all? I gotta go back far, don't I? Okay, it was here. Late dust. Before I gave Cal the cake. And it was when... Okay. Okay. I think I know where... I think we're... Yeah, the same time. Same month. Let's just double check, because I get forgetful when it comes to video games. Okay. Okay. Let's go ahead and... Governor... Read all this. Absolutely, Seek purrs. You transfer 100 kudos through your hollow palm to theirs. Well, for whom do you intend me to cast my vote, Better be good. If you don't get majority support, Lum will come down hard on those of us who just show disloyalty. He may be an idiot, but he's an idiot in power. Me, of course. He looks you up and down. Well, you clearly know how to get your way. Good luck, then. When the time comes, you'll have my support. Alright, so am I going to need... Score at 50? Damn. Let's see, early wet, whose birthday? Mars. Let's see, do I have... Crystal clusters or yellow flower? Flower. Here's some gossip. When you're done sharing your gossip, Mars is speechless. What? Really? No way. That sounds like it came straight out of a hollow. That they really said that? Wow. Thank you, Soleil. Found something you might like. Here, yellow flower. Dog boy, do you want mushwood? Okay. I mean, just talk to Cal. How do we want to go about this? I need majority support. Let's first try instance, I guess. Pair robots, that's gonna be engineering and creativity. Tutor challenging is reasoning and empathy. Creativity and persuasion. No, none of those. Fuck. Let's go here and tend to the animals. Find some time alone with the chief cultivator to talk about your plan to peacefully depose Lum. You don't even get to the part where you explain how much better the colony would be without Lum before Cal cuts you off. You have my vote. Or Mars does. Whoever you think is best. You have, like, any sentient triplet I could vote for? Literally anything is better than Lum in a stupid war on nature. Well, that was an easy one. You can count on Cal to have a good head on his shoulders. Alright. Alright, alright. Huh. Damn, I don't... What? Push through. I don't know. Ah! Hiccups. It's a mid-wet. Vase. Okay, he can go fuck himself. But... let's see if we do lookout duty. That is perception. Perception. You're on lookout one evening, trying to keep dry in the miserable wisting rain. A flicker of movement and light down at the base of the wall catches your eye. It's like a person doing something furtive at the mouth of the drainage pipe. Check it out. You find Dee's at the mouth of one of the colony drainage pipes. He squints at as your flashlight pins him in place, clutching something to his chest. You know a bomb, and you see him. What are you doing? Don't get in my way, Selene. I don't want to have to hurt you. You raise your hands in a gesture of surrender and back away. He nods and disappears in the drainage pipe. You go back to work and try to prevent none of that just happened. You meet the security chief Rhett, knowing he'll be a tough sell in this whole political coup business. He sits behind his desk, hands clasped, listening intently as you explain how you and Mars plan to depose Lum during the next Vertumnalia festival. When you're done, he shakes his head and sits back. You're not an idiot, Selene. You know what you're asking me to do. Having the garrison on your side would make this a military coup. If you learned Earth history, you'd know those aren't a good look. Why should I support you? I'd make a better governor than Lum. You're a regular little politician on the campaign trail, aren't you? Got a lot of guts asking me to remove a professional soldier from leadership during a time of war to replace him with a child. Why the hell should I go tell Governor Lum right now that there's a mutiny underfoot? What can I say to convince you? Alright, a hard challenge. 95 plus 1 of Sociola cards. First collectible use is free. Boom. 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 We have a 20. 19. I think that's the best we can get there. Okay. Ooh, okay. Okay. 31. We're down to 44. I think we can get this. 6, 5, 4. Do 4, 4. Or I could do 4, 5. Gets us to 35. Or no, I think we want to do it this way. actually. We get a 42. So I guess we'll just push through. You manage somehow to convince Security Chief Rhett that it is morally imperative that he support your movement to depose Lum. You both know that Lum is dangerously inept, so it's really just a matter of assuring him that you'll do a better job, and that you'll protect him from reprisal if you fail. You've won his vote against all odds. Woo! Alright, so I've won over everyone. I've won over 3. I've got three votes. Okay. Let's see, how could I get help in the kitchens? Back in space, cooking involved programming ration machines and putting dishes in the laser-matic dishwasher, because water was too precious to clean dishes with. But now you're growing more real food and trying to figure out how to cook with it. The cafeteria kitchens are bright and full of good smells. There's always something baking, or boiling, or frying. You take a deep breath in and just hold all of the deliciousness in your lungs. Chief Steward Anne, known to the kids as antecedent, is in charge of everything in the living quarters. Running the children's crèche, coordinating the cleaning bots, and of course cooking for the whole colony. It's a lot of work, but she's good at delegating to all the kids she has raised here, including you. She's a big believer in learning by trying, and doesn't mind if a few dinners are ruined in the process. Looks like you're on your own this morning, Aunt Anne says, welcoming you to the kitchen. Don't you worry, though, we'll start you off with something easy. She shows you the kitchen nanoprinters. Just press this button and the ration machine will spit out a freshly pressed cake of soy rations. It's not tasty, but it is nutritious. Then she shows you to the range. A large pot of brown stew is bubbling away. Here is where the real magic happens. She takes a ladle and spoons up some of the stew so you can have a taste. See? For this stew, we added homegrown veggies and spices. This is what I love about cooking. Turning raw ingredients into something better, just by adding a little bit of work and a lot of love, just like raising children. How about you, Selene? Why do you want to work in the kitchens? Like a puzzle. There's a science to cooking that fascinates you. Adding energy, dissolving things, forming and breaking molecular bonds to make something new. It's so cool. You tell this to Aunt Anne, and she smiles indulgently. Sounds like I'm going to lose you to engineering. Happy to have you for now, though. Aunt Anne sends you up with a few if you need help. Yeah. Work. Anne is easy to track down. She's in the rebuilt crèche. Oh, Selene, would you mind passing me that canteen? You hand Anne... Well... Anne listens patiently as you explain the plan to force a vote at the next Vertumnalia to depose Lum. When you're done, she sets the bottle down and lifts the baby onto her shoulder to burp. That's quite the plan. Come a long way from when you were this little. I'm proud of you for sticking to your guns no matter what happens. So can we count on your vote? Anne makes a thoughtful noise. Well, I'm not one for fighting any wars on nature. Honestly, I'm so busy with living quarters and the kitchens of the crèche, I barely pop my head outside these days. But I do trust Lum to do what's best for us. He's a little empty in the noggin, but he surrounds himself with good people, and that's what matters to me. The baby lets out a wet-sounding burp, and Anne coos at it. Great job. Good work. Better out than in. Well, what do the others think? If they're on board, I don't mind chipping in a vote to make it a majority. I have 3 votes. Oh, look at you. You're really serious, aren't you? How wonderful it feels to see you all grown up. You'll have my vote, dear. You can count on your Aunt Anne just like always. Let's go! +3 bonus to pairs. Just do that. Oh, I forgot to give gifts to D's. Well, I don't think I had a medicinal root anyway. Yeah. And Tangent loves me. Oh. D's, what the fuck were you doing, dude? Alright, so I have the votes, but it wouldn't hurt to get all of the votes. So let's see about getting instance. Can I get instance by humanities, though? Let's try it. It's time for your end-of-term humanities project. You, Tang, and Mars are all very excited to finish this project, showing everything you've learned in the subject so far. Congruence helps you come with your project idea. Pretend you are students 500 years from now, and you're learning about the first colony on Vertumna. What sources of information would you be reading, watching, or listening to in order to learn about life back then? Write one of these artifacts for future students of the humanities. We should write a textbook, Tang says during your brainstorming session. The more we show we've learned, the more likely we'll pass the class. All we have to do is make sure everything is in there and we're done. That's so boring, Tang. Who wants to write the literal book? We should do something funny and stylish, like, ooh, we should make a music video. Tang looks horrified. We are not making a music video. Surely we can meet somewhere in the middle. Okay, let's be serious here. Tang's right. We have to do something that proves we learned everything about the subject that worth knowing. Mars is right, too. There's no shame in relying on her charisma. You mean my good looks? Mars asks, flipping her hair over her shoulder. Tang looks down at her hollow palm and smiles. In the end, you agree to record a news segment about the con. A rebel cry. Down with war. Oh, fuck. Oh, fuck. Beginning in 19. 17. 19's our best bet. 30. 30. And that's the best we got. We gotta get a 43. No big deal. No big deal, right? Can this be a plus? Oh, that's because it's not. Let's see, if I... No, I do that. I mean, I have 2 of them. So I could... No, that's a worse hand, dude. Gotta give it another shot. Let's try this again. God damn it. 17. 19. $30. One. Man, is there no way to do this? Ah, fucking shit. Shit. I'm gonna give it another shot. If I can't do it, then I'm gonna fucking do a relaxation for the month. Okay. So we change it now. 16, 20. 23. Okay. 34. Now it's only a goal of 35. Which should be doable. Maybe. Did a 30. One. And I mean, if I were to change... Oh, but then I lose the straight. Oh, because the... Fucked up. Hold on, I believe I can fucking win this one, god damn it. Okay. by... do that. So we get the 23. 34. Okay. And again, 35. Hmm. Oh, fucking, there we go. Oh. You, Tang, and Mars pour everything you have into your final project. It's a hit. You even posted it on the colony message boards and get tons of comments and even a few kudos. It's gratifying to know that something you've written is being enjoyed by the people you love. Is this why old Earth poets wrote so much? Congruence's hollow projection smiles at you. Congratulations, you three! As an Earth poet once said, if you don't know where you've come from, you don't know where you're going. She invites you to come audit the class whenever you'd like. After work, you ask Chief Engineer Instance for a few minutes of her time. She allows you into her office and begrudgingly listens as you explain that you and Mars intend to hijack the elections at the next Vertinalia. When you're finished, she heaves a long, suffering sigh and pitches the bridge of her nose in her fingers. Why in the world would I support this plan? We're barely surviving as it is. Lum is right. The planet is at war with us. Every year we come closer and closer to total annihilation. Is this really the time for dissent? Instant gestures to our office. Every horizontal surface is covered with experiments. He may not be the most suited to the job, but do you see anyone else with the time on their hands to run a colony? The idiot does the least damage where he is, doing busy work and making stupid motivational videos. I don't think I can do... I know he made you work on that virus. Instant stares at you for a long time, as if sizing up your metal. Calculations go on behind her eyes you can barely hope to understand. My personal feelings on that matter and what is best for the future of the colony are two different things. But you're right that the governor's leadership is reckless to the extreme. Maybe even a child could do better. Count on my vote. Let's go. You're heading to bed when the sirens begin to wail, heralding the beginning of the yearly xenofauna attack. Outside your window, you see the soldiers begin to form up. This year, Anemone is heading up her own squad. To wait it out in your quarters. You close your windows and pull the covers over your head. Then you get a holocall notification from Mars. You join and find Mars, Tang, Cal, Rex, and Nomi already in the call. I can see everything from my bedroom window. Nemi's got her own squad and everything now. Look at her go. Cal makes a noise of discomfort but doesn't voice his opinion. Suddenly, your room is rocked by an immensely loud shockwave. Then by a wall of heat you can feel even through your closed windows. Keepsakes rattle around your shelves, some falling to the floor and shattering. Your hollow chat explodes with alarmed chatter. What was that? Is everyone okay? There was an explosion. I can see it. Part of the wall is missing. There's monsters pouring in. Oh, Deez, you fucking dick. Tang's cool voice cuts in. The explosion came from inside. Congruence made the trajectory and damage calculations. The walls blew outwards and there's fire damage on the garrison walls. Deez, are you in the call? Are you safe? I don't think he was caught outside, was he? You and your friends keep the call open and speculate on what's happening outside, supplemented by Mars's observations and Tangent's reading of Congruence's processes. Everyone is on the call except Vase and Anemone, who are defending the colony, and Deez, of course. You can't shake the dark feeling you get when you think about him. If someone set a bomb inside the colony to the garrison, you only know one person who could have done it. In the quiet following the battle, the colony comes out of hiding to gather in the courtyard, surveying the damage. Governor Lum is on the warpath. I'll find who did it and I'll have their goddamn head. I want every single straddle lined up and questioned. Those were our explosives. I want to know who set that goddamn bomb. You and everyone from the straddle are hauled aside and questioned on your whereabouts prior to the attack. Everyone that is, except Deez. He's nowhere to be found, dead or alive. Oh shit, oh shit. I think that's a good spot to stop, though. I mean, I know it's the final year. But... Yeah, I think we end. I think we stop here for today, and actually finish it Thursday. This is a really good game, man. This is a really good game. Oh man. Okay. Okay. Um. Yeah. I am enjoying this game so fucking much, dude. Um. So either I will either. Ooh, I don't know what to do. Could go. I could finish this tomorrow or do like I don't want to, you know, screw up World Building Wednesday goes so well, but I could do World Building Wednesday but on a Thursday. That'd be haha funny. I think I might do that. I think I finish this tomorrow. Um and then just do World Building Wednesday on a Thursday cuz I want to get the ending of this game. I want to see how it ends. I don't I'm impatient, but I don't my voice is shot. 3.5 hours of talking is enough talking for me. So Ja and Matt, thank you for showing up, hanging out a bit. Um, Tomorrow we finish. I was a teenage exocolonist. Woo! Good night.